We might have just fucked up this whole podcast by talking about any of this shit. We might have to edit that part out. Like, I don't know if you need to edit some of this shit out. Tell me if this is a story we can't tell. Fuck.
Welcome to the Bastard Sermon.
Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. This is one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Patrick Seta,
and Luke Young.
And today we've got on Jake Dressman. Sir, say what's up so they know what you sound like.
What's up, people?
Right on. And we have on Josh Pfetzer, a.k.a. J Pistol. Say what's up, brother.
What's up, guys?
Welcome to the Bastard Sermon.
Woo! Yay.
Thanks for coming on, boys. All right, so we threw in the a.k.a. J Pistol. Do you want to tell us where that name came from?
That's a nickname I was given a long time ago. Really only people that have known me for a long time.
How long ago? Like, how old were you when you first got it?
Probably 18. I was given the name, so I used to run around with a bunch of no good people.
A mischievous crew?
Yeah, a mischievous crew. That's how it was.
Hey,
just a little bit closer to the mic.
Just talk right into the
There was definitely some good people in there, but it was a wrong crowd to get mixed up with. So at a young age, I started carrying a gun around with me, and I was really reckless. I
loaded?
Always, yeah.
Did you ever point it at your dick? Were you ever afraid that you were going to shoot your dick off? Because that's all I would think about.
I think that's a genuine concern. So
do you think about that every time you put it in there real quick?
I don't put it right in the front, right by my dick. No.
You should put it by your butt? What if you shot your asshole?
I used to just have a pocket case.
Oh, okay.
One that goes in the pocket.
Did you do it because of protection, like there was an active need for it, or was it for an image because of what you were doing at the time?
I think it was both because of where I was at. So I was hanging out in like the hood a lot, and
the hood of Cincinnati, or where were you at this time?
Yeah, at this time it was Cincinnati. So like OTR before, it's been gentrified, and Price Hill. The studio that I used to always hang out at was up at Price Hill. I've definitely had to pull it out on several occasions.
Pistol someone.
Yeah, and so that's where the nickname came from.
Why'd you have to pull it out?
Wait, did you pull it out so much that
I probably didn't have to pull it out. You know what I mean? It was just, for some reason, that was ingrained in my head that them.
You want to talk shit? Like,
yeah. I don't know what it was. I guess I don't know if it was an ego thing because I was young, and also I was fucked up a lot. So, those two.
No fucks given.
Yeah. No fucks given.
I got you.
Interesting shit. Well, we'll get back into all that. But
yeah.
So who are you, Jake?
So, I do a lot of audio video stuff. I've known Patrick for a while. I used to shoot his music videos for his band Eyes Aside. Did under Mobtown Films. That was basically all me. But Patrick pretty much directed all the Eyes Aside stuff and helped me direct some other stuff. And then I met Pistol because he was one of my best friends, next door neighbors growing up. He was a couple years older than me. I didn't meet him until I was probably like 18. But me and my best friend lived together in a house when I turned 18. And so that's when I met him. He started coming over and chilling at my house. So I've known him for about 10 years.
Excellent.
Right on.
Yeah. Let's get into some of the videos of the week. This is the first one I found. It says, how many men does it take to light a fire? Just these two bright sparks. Let's play that shit.
Oh, well, just looking at the picture
let's set
now.
it up a bit.
Right now, just looking at the picture, I see two men wearing bright orange. And there's a small fire already started, but there's a big old thing of gasoline. I can assume
some guys picking up some gasoline.
So
the
I
other
can
guy's
only
on top
guess.
of it.
Yeah. The man is standing on top of the table in the fire.
Are we going to watch people burn to death today, Pat? Is that our fun video of the week that you've got pulled up for us now?
It's just...
If it happens, it was because of their stupidity.
I didn't set them on fire.
Yeah. Dude, there's a fucking table that this dude's standing on, like a red coffee table, and the dude is on top of it as this other hillbilly walks from what appears to be a barn. All right, let's just watch it. Fuck it. He's got like a gas mask on.
Oh, he's on top?
Fucking moron.
Oh, he got lucky.
He got super lucky. He was
this idiot.
Oh, my God.
So before we get into that part... Basically, what just
totally
happened
caught me off guard.
Basically, what happened was the man threw some gasoline onto the fire while the guy was standing on top of the table. It caught the man's legs on fire. He hopped off, put it out. But the man who is holding the canister of gasoline is now trying to put out a fire that's billowing out of the nozzle ferociously. It's only going to detonate seconds now.
So let's get on to the rest of this video.
Oh my god, it detonated on
fucking shitballs.
What the fuck?
Tell me that isn't some stupid shit.
Oh god. Okay, so you think the dude that's in danger is the dude that was standing on the thing, and it was like, oh, he got off easy, and then the camera pans over, and this idiot is trying to fucking put out this gas container that just
Instead of throwing it,
lit on
fucking-
fire. He's holding on to it, trying to pat down the gasoline fumes.
Okay,
the fuck did he think was gonna happen?
What I think actually happened was it didn't explode. He wiped his arm on it, catching his arm on fire, and he panicked and splashed it everywhere, dousing himself on fire.
So I had this happen. I've told this story on the podcast before, but my idiot friend almost killed us. I'll make it brief, but we were fucking playing with fire back in the woods as a 15-year-old kids do and such. And somehow we've got a giant fucking container that I guess we just lifted out of somebody's fucking garage or something of gasoline. We go down in the woods and we're putting it into cups and throw it in the fire and watching the fireballs go up. And our friend Mike grabs it and we're like, Mike, you're a fucking moron. You're going to blow us all up. Like jokingly, like fucking with him. And he starts in on this. Nah, dude, I've been playing with fire for fucking 20 million years. And I was like, I know what I'm doing better than you know what you're doing. And I was like, I don't claim to know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing gasoline into the fire like a jackass. Like, you do whatever you got to do, Mike, to prove to me that you know how to play with fire. And he stands over the fucking fire pit and pours gasoline directly through the middle. It goes up, catches this little nozzle on fire, and just starts spitting out gasoline flames. And I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. See you guys. And then he's like sitting there holding it like, what do I do? What do I do? And he fucking like tosses it. Gasoline trail like lit up all the way down to this like little shitty creek, falls into the creek. And then it fucking explodes in the creek like a second later. And the power of the explosion, the plume of black smoke that comes out, fucking triggers this little fucking car tire or truck tire to come on top of it, and then it just starts billowing black smoke into the backwoods of this fucking residential neighborhood that happens to have this. Like, we're not in like the woods where we're in a like Pippin Road and shit, if you're familiar with the Coleraine area. Like, there's plenty of traffic going through there, and I'm running up the hill trying to get the fuck out of there while they two retards sit there and scratch their head like, what should we do now? And I was like, go home and establish a firm alibi, boys.
Exactly.
Stop standing around, you fucking dimwits.
Let's not sit at the crime scene.
Yeah, and then his fucking neighbor comes down, and I think it's the police. I'm hiding behind fucking trees comically. They're all like toothpick thin and shit, like little shitty backyard trees and whatnot. And like, I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do? I can't get out of this fucking, because I couldn't remember how to get back up the hill and shit. And then it turns out to be his neighbor Vinny, who's like, Josh, you back here burning our fucking wood down to the ground? What the fuck are you doing? And he was like, oh hell no, they got the tire fire. Hey Mary! And then fucking like the whole family's out there gathered around the tire fire, like redneck Christmas in July. It was incredible.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a brief story by Cody Hucker.
I'm sorry, I got into it and I was like, I can't not tell the whole version.
This reminds me of one time when during 4th of July, when my brother was 2 years old.
Right.
He's 12 years younger than me, so that give you a bit of an age difference there. He's 15 now. So you know how bottle rockets, how they just can still fly through the water and stuff?
No, not at all.
They're
I've never been in a pool and thought like, wow.
Well, no, we're not throwing them in pools. There's a pool there. But when you throw a bottle rocket into like the water, like let's say you're with friends and you throw it into a lake or some shit, it would just still work. They're waterproof. They'll shoot and explode underwater. Mm-hmm. So I remember there was a bucket of water that they used.
I didn't know that till today, but I just agreed with you. Like, I've known that my whole life.
That's
Sorry,
so interesting.
I do that all the time at work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I learned something today. It kind of blew my mind.
So when you guys never knew that?
No, because I
Not at
figured
all.
the wick and gunpowder being wet would completely
So
nullify
is it once
any
it's
of it
shot,
working.
or is the wick waterproof?
The
But what,
wick is waterproof,
Wick
but
is
it still
waterproof.
lights and shoots
Definitely.
underwater.
I thought maybe if it was already lit and it started going, it might still go. But
Most
I thought-
fireworks are like that. I think it's because in case it rains.
The cannon wick's waterproof. I know this because my dad showed me how to go dynamite fishing. I'll tell that fun story after this.
That's interesting.
Dynamite.
It's not
It's not
hard.
illegal. It happened like
Can't wait.
15 years
You mean
ago.
you can't
though,
buy
so
a
I'm
license for
fine.
that?
No. They don't grant
Dynamite
fishing.
license?
Sounds fun.
No, you bake it. You
I
make it in
got
a basement. Keep
I got
going.
a license for dynamite. I can bring this.
We
in.
have a permit.
Yeah.
He's got the Ron Swanson permit.
It's written in crayon with the R's backwards.
How do you get a dynamite license? What do you mean?
You probably gotta blow like a lot of shit up with a supervisor. Or
That's got to be like your job.
Yeah.
He's like a demolitions expert.
His earring sucks.
Patrick has no idea how you get a dynamite license. You just ask
Yeah,
the
I'm making
least
it up as I go. Dude.
likely man.
I don't think that's
IED.
even a real thing.
No, it's definitely not.
I
His
would
middle
definitely.
name isn't Patrick Google Seta, son.
So basically, there was a bucket filled with water, and they were throwing bottle rockets around. Well, not throwing them. I shouldn't say they were shooting them off, but one shot a little bit to the side because I guess the ground was wet and the bottle rocket tilted. My little brother was running right past this bucket, and this bottle rocket shoots over, goes in the water, spins around real quick, shoots right out, and pops off right behind his head. It was fucking crazy to see. Doesn't sound that crazy, I guess, when I say it, but
You had to be there.
it was fucking crazy. Like I was like, oh my god, my brother.
Well, my dumbass family used to get blackout drunk behind like my grandma's house and shit during 4th of July, and they're playing with fireworks, like shooting each other with Roman candles and such. You
My
know how
brothers
you
did
do.
that too.
Like fucking
Yeah.
morons and shit, catching each other's pant legs on fire, laughing.
Oh,
at this- They all got 3rd-degree burns, just laughing, getting drunk. Pour a little whiskey on it, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just
Pop it.
Those type guys, and they're fucking playing with fireworks with short fuse, like shortening the fuse and seeing if they could, because they would take the wick and they would rip it off and like light it and throw it real fast so it would blow up right before it hit you. They're sitting there fucking around. My uncle's like tying together 8 of them and shit, like trying to rip the wick off. And he goes to light it, and all the fuses go right at once. It goes bam right in his face and shit. He goes back and falls down on the ground, and everybody saw it happen. He's all covered in smoke and shit, and like he's a big fat fuck, and he's laying down on his big giant fucking air balloon stomach, and like everybody's like, Scott, you all right, Scott? And he was like, yeah, I think I'm good. And he rolls over, and then he holds his hand up, and it's all black, and all he can see is this and shit. And I'm holding up like the devil horns where the 2 things are missing, and he freaks out like, I lost my
Oh no!
fucking fingers.
Oh my
And then he turns him
God.
around. His hand was like paralyzed for a second from the explosion, and he was like, he couldn't feel his fingers, but they were fine. They happened
Oh,
to still be
man.
there.
It blows
But
my fucking mind that they have fireworks out there that are like hand ones you can just toss off like little grenades with little wicks, and they can explode and blow your fucking hands off.
That's why they're illegal in a lot of states.
God, it's
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
crazy.
That's why
But
we
they
gotta
don't do
drive
shit.
to Indiana to go get our fireworks.
Why
Pat.
don't they do shit about that?
What do you mean?
What are you
Like,
doing,
I mean,
Terry?
is-
Get out of there, Terry.
Terry, no! That video is-
Oh, hell no, Terry.
Terry. Throw it in reverse.
Oh, Terry.
Is that the one where the dude's out and fucking like lights a
Look
Molotov
up-
cocktail or something?
Look it up on YouTube real quick.
No, it's an actual like firework device. You
He's
just
trying
can't
to
back
trying
it
to
up.
launch like a Roman candle or something, and he's in a electric wheelchair, and
Look
he can't
up.
back up.
Did you ever make
Terry fireworks?
the toilet bowl and aluminum foil bombs? and
What?
2 liters?
Oh, dude, yeah, the Works bomb. I've talked
Yeah.
about making that a bunch of times.
We used to make those all the time.
What
back
is
in high
that?
school.
You take a 2-liter, you dump it full. Well, you explain
toilet.
it,
You
yeah.
put a toilet bowl cleaner in it, and then you make
Oh, like
balls
a
of
pressure
tin
bomb.
foil.
You gotta make them super tight. Like,
Yeah,
really
You
roll
drop
these
them in.
motherfuckers
You
tight
drop
as
them in
pebbles.
there, and you screw the lid on. You got to shake it up and get rid of it real quick, and then the pressure just explodes. We'd set them underneath coolers, and
Oh,
all the shit
dude.
just blow.
Oh no, dude!
clear.
You
That's
didn't.
awesome.
If you fucking squeeze the air out of the container and then you screw the cap and then you shake it, you gotta like fucking bury it. We buried it in the backyard and shit, and watch these. We had this rock path going all the way back to the back garage, and we buried it underneath this fucking rock path. Me and my dad are sitting there waiting for this
making
thing to blow.
claymores.
Pretty much, just sitting there waiting for this
My
thing
God.
to blow. We
Fuck.
lay like 30 minutes.
Fuck is right.
Bitch is not going off, and we're just sitting downstairs looking at each other like, should we go out there and see? Like,
Do you guys go out
My
there and your dad
just-
walks out and
Well,
kicks
no.
it like, oh, I guess it's not working. It's done. Dangerous.
That's not
Sorry.
what happened. So he
Yeah, I was just
goes to
kidding.
reach for the door, and as he's like, "Well, let's go. At least go outside, see what." Boom! This motherfucker goes off. The windows are shaking like this in front of your face and shit. And like we hit the deck. The rock path went like sky high into the air, and it was like I'm looking at him like, "Did you know it was gonna fucking blow up like that?" And he was like, "No, I've never seen one do that ever." He was like, "It's always like bang and like it rumbles a little bit," but he was like, "It was like a plume of fucking like dust
Dude,
and
they
smoke."
fucking blow shit
Claymore.
up.
Yeah, dude, it
Claymore.
was crazy. I don't know. I did
Hit
all
a rock
this shit
shotgun in every direction.
for legal purposes. I did all this shit over 15 years ago. I don't think I'm still getting.
That's the cutoff.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the statute of
Pull up-
limitations is, but I assume it's 15 years for
Pull
some
up this
reason.
video here.
You were out of the country for a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. This is all happened in Taiwan.
Fucking ads.
For the record,
Being a child.
for the
in
record, same with
Taiwan
him.
and
Anything he
involved.
says, anything Pistol says, he was out of the country for all of it.
I'm
course.
really sorry about this ad that just fucking popped up on YouTube. Video's called "Back It Up, Terry" by K Brand.
This is a 4th of July classic.
This dude's in a wheelchair. using his fucking sparkler to try to. It looks like a sparkler to try to light up this box of fireworks with
No,
this.
it's one of those super long matches. You get to light barbecues and stuff, dude.
And this kid's all of 12 years old with neck tattoos and shit. Or with the frame of a young woman.
Is this one of the just sparkler boxes?
This dude gets the fuck out of there.
Look, is the electric wheelchairs working?
This fucking thing just goes off right next to the dude trapped in his wheelchair. Holy shit.
Why'd they pick
God.
that firework to light next to him?
Well,
Why couldn't it have been something that shot up in the air? Why did it have to be something that blows up on the ground?
no, it was shooting up in the air, and nobody planned for his thing to not work.
Just to fuck with him super hard. I think they did plan it out. They put a little
That
brick
guy
behind
just
him.
flipped the switch on.
He needs a little spark in
when
his
he was
eye.
down there lighting it.
Unplugged his little battery, put a little brick behind his wheel and shit.
Got
Stopped
Fucking
him up.
Terry's drunk again. Let's get him.
Oh no, Terry! He's all quadriplegic, just looking straight into the box of fireworks as it comes up, blows
The
up.
4th of July fucking prank holiday thing they just do annually. They just fuck with Terry.
He forgets about it every year. He's like, got me again.
They pull it up every year on 4th of July. Remember this, Terry? Remember when this went viral?
Oh, man.
Terry, you
Oh,
remember?
Lord.
You know how you hide under chairs whenever thunder strikes and shit from now on? You're all PTSD, Terry? Good one, right? You and your stupid wheelchair.
Damn.
All right. What do we got next?
I know what we should watch next.
What? Hold on. Is it one of the things we have pulled up?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the one I showed you earlier with the glass skull mason
That one,
jar.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Okay, so this is a healthy, they call it an Akela
This
vitamin
is
top?
not good for weak stomach people.
Yeah, I just ate a lot of
No.
cheese.
It's a healthy cleanse video. It's
Full screen that shit.
yeah, don't worry. It's just this
Oh,
girl's
dude,
gonna
I
show
started
us,
watching this, but it was
She's
too
gonna
long.
show you
I
how to
felt
make
like.
a nice shake.
gave up
So she
after.
starts power eating bananas and strawberries. Yeah, she's got like 2 strawberries down. Your internet's
She's got a
fucking up.
I got a full plate of fruit there. She's got like 4
I
bananas.
probably saw it when he posted it to Facebook. It was
Yeah.
probably you, Patrick.
When you guys make
Oh.
videos, when you guys start making videos, you should recreate some of the shit you guys see on here in some of your old stories.
like
That are
like
legal.
put gasoline on yourself.
Here, I'll try to pull this up on my phone.
I'll fucking
The world's
eat a
dumbest
bunch
fire.
of strawberries and bananas and just barf it up.
Yeah, so our internet went down mid-episode, but basically the idea is this bitch just fucking... She throws down like 8 of these strawberries
Got it right
and 4
here.
of these bananas. Oh, okay. Here we go.
She's killing a banana and a buttload of strawberries. She's got about 5 bananas left. She's just pounding them 2 at a time,
Double-fisting 'em.
pterodactyling these bananas, and now she proceeds to vomit in
Is
the
this some kind of
skull-shaped
like
mason
fetish
jar.
video or something?
That's what it kind of looks like.
You think
God
you would
damn.
think that
It's coming
You
out her
would-
nose.
You
So
would
it's
think
just a
this would be
slushie.
a fetish video until she does this. Until she starts drinking it.
Delicious.
Dude, I haven't
And
watched
we'll-
this video all the way through.
No, wait. Oh, there it goes.
Oh my god. Jake
I don't know why, but that
and
just makes it
Pistol,
so much more disgusting.
You
for me.
would you do this shit? Would you smash as well?
do that? Like eat
Yeah,
the
I
shit
would not
and puke
do
it?
that.
Yeah.
Just because
Hell
I'd rather
no.
just eat it or drink it to begin with and not.
Let's say
but-
someone
Get a
throws
blender.
$50 on the table.
Not 50.
$55.
I get the concept of it though because the saliva breaks down the food, so it helps you digest it better. When you drink fruit as a liquid, like blended up like that, the acids in your saliva don't break it down.
That's
But
actually
I
that's
get
not
why
the
it's a
stomach
health. I
acid.
get why it's a health
Healthier.
video.
Yeah, I think
The stomach-
more of the problem is there's
The
puke
stomach
in there.
acid, yeah.
Bile. And, I don't know about the saliva. I ain't worried about that.
If you're
All
not
the
scared
snot.
of consistency, I guess it would just taste the same, just a little bit more
Acidic or something.
sweeter. Just a little sweeter.
I like the word he used, bile.
Yeah, there's bile in there. Yellow bile.
Stomach acid.
Yeah, there's no bueno. No fucking bueno. What is there an
Rot your
explanation
teeth
for
out.
this dumb bitch? Does she really do
Go
this
to the
for a health
comments.
reason?
Go to the comments.
Yeah.
Let's see what they. I'm sure they're fucking
what the
gold.
experts
100K
say.
comments. Oh, it's
30
on.
million views.
You
Oh,
see-
there's a.
It's
I need a
why would-
translation
What is
here.
her like reasoning? Is what I'm trying to find
I'm
out.
sure it's some fucking hippy dippy trend.
It
That's
wouldn't
like
make
some
sense.
crazy weird vegan food craze that's just
Half-
all natural, literally out of your body. Like
Gurja eating.
It's now organic.
Does
Yeah.
anybody speak Hindi so we can translate the comments and shit? There's
Unfortunately
every language except
not.
for English.
Oh, watch that video. Speaking of,
You ready for this, Pistol?
Yeah, bring it on.
it's pretty bad.
All right, you
I
want
He
to
haven't
already
seen
looks like he's
this.
shitting himself.
So-
So
You've
that's
pretty much
that's
already
the setup
seen
for the
the-
video.
it's-
Is a guy or a girl's ass with shit coming out of it already.
Yeah, so
the thumbnail.
It's someone who's filming from the ground in their kitchen, and I think it's a woman.
Yeah, poopy
And
butt.
she's got some serious mud bud, and she's just pulling down her pants, and you're watching it all.
Like, what's the
on.
setup here? Like, I didn't make it home in time to.
Haven't seen this, but I can already tell it's a poo fetish.
It's
Like when you're that desperate to
Bro,
get
look at
attention.
her fucking right hand.
I thought she was wearing like a.
that looks like
it's covered in
her,
shit.
Yeah.
her right hand looks like she karate chopped her butthole as the turd
Well,
was coming
it's a
out.
it's a white girl and it looks like a black girl's hand.
Yeah,
It's like
fucking.
She's got a chocolate
completely
covered
caked.
hand.
caked. Yeah.
Yeah, she's caked. All right, ready to watch this horror because it's nasty.
Bro, what the fuck?
This is
No
definitely
way,
a fetish
no.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's what
No.
appears
She's
to
kinda
be like
hot.
a good-looking
She was
girl.
kinda
Yeah.
hot.
Oh my god.
No way, dude. Isn't that bad for women? Isn't that like
That's
terrible?
gotta be.
Don't they get like
There's like an
shock
infection
something?
hold
right
on. Can we
there.
explain what happened? So this girl is sitting here with her fucking like tight ass little jeans on,
I
little
thought she had a
crop
good
top, and
butt,
it's
but that's
just
just a
going
bunch
from the
of
back.
That's not
Shut
that's not ass cleavage either. That's shit.
You think she's
That's
got some?
cleavage.
She's got like a reverse
Like,
camel
yeah,
toe kind of
reverse
thing
camel
going
toe.
on, but
That's
it's
a
like really
diaper.
puffy.
It's a
But that-
diaper.
She's not wearing a diaper, dude.
It
Is that what you're
looks
saying?
like it.
It looks like a shit-filled. It looks like
It
it's
might
filled
be
with
because you don't see any
gunk.
brown on the pants.
Dude, that's what I was getting to. There's no stain, no
Play,
nothing.
play one more time.
She got fucking plastic bags lining. Patrick, how dare you tell us to play it and look away from the screen? You fucking pussy ass bitch. You're gonna watch this in horror like the rest of us. God damn it.
Good lord.
Oh god. And she
Oh, no.
slowly pulls her pants down. You see the crack of her ass.
It's mud wall. Mud wall.
Oh my god.
That looks
That's
like
a good. That's a good foot of just solid shit.
I'm just
How
thinking
long
it's
has
not
she been
real.
constipated?
It's like, it's not real.
What do you think? It's just a bunch of chocolate?
Like, yeah,
like, there's-
dude, that's a lot.
let me guess.
There's
Let
a
me ask
time
you.
skip between the reveal of the poo wall and then the end cut where most of it's gone. So I want to
Poo
know.
wall?
Yeah, well, I want to know where the poo wall went. Did it collapse on its own? Did she swipe it with her right hand and that's why her
Yeah.
right hand's duty? Like,
How would you edit that part out?
yeah. Well,
God, that was one of the worst videos I've seen.
This is making
on
me
this
sick in my stomach.
I
yeah,
know,
dude.
I
man.
can like smell it. God, Patrick, where do you
Oh,
find
my
this
God.
shit, man?
That was an
That's-
Austin Sickles
That is
post.
bad.
God fucking damn.
Can't
Have you
even
guys
take
ever
another
shot
shout out to
yourself
Austin
before?
Sickles. He's very active in the Bastard Sermon page group.
Go
It's,
join the Bastard
nastiest
Sermon
of things.
podcast group page.
Thanks a lot, dude.
It's definitely been a while, but
When was
it's-
your last shit yourself story?
It was probably more. I'll call it a shart, but I mean it was probably at least 5 years ago. But
Was it a little rabbit pellet that you just rolled
It wasn't.
down your
It wasn't a
leg?
lot.
pinch?
Yeah, it was like the morning I woke up. I was taking a piss that I had to fart and sure didn't.
Sure
So-
did. So what'd you do?
So-
Like, what? How do you recover from that? Do you?
Fucking-
Was anyone there?
Basically, I lived at home at this point.
So your family was there.
I was at my dad's, so it was probably a little bit longer than that.
So
but
your
yeah.
dad was in the house when you sharted.
Yeah, it was before work, and
Patrick
yes.
getting the whole story here.
Yeah,
I
I want to
had-
know who was around.
Yeah, I gotta get.
Anybody
I'm trying to get a clear picture
So I had,
painted in front of me.
I had to hop in the shower real quick and rinse
What'd you do
off
with
and
the
That's
get
not
it.
even a bad situation, really.
Yeah, it's not like I was
I-
out or
I could
anything.
top
It was-
it.
But so okay, but I'm trying to get like your recovery process here. So you shit yourself. What'd you do? Like, were you like, oh my god? Like, how'd you know you shit yourself?
Let him
You
finish
checked?
and we'll find out.
Yeah, I just
Dude, you know when you
know,
shit
yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
Pat. What are you
feel
talking
it.
about?
Yeah, I mean it's.
All right,
kinda
dude.
I'm just
obvious.
trying to get the full
All
story.
right, so this happened literally less than a year ago. I'm driving, I fart, and it's not like just a shart. It's like pretty much a shit. And I'm driving, and so I had to drive the rest of the way home like
Leg up in the air.
lifting my ass off the seat. And so
Just using the steering wheel to propel your ass cheeks.
yeah, like
upwards.
I got like one foot on that pad that's not a pedal, like pushing
Use it
pushing
for
my body
leverage.
up. Yeah, like pushing my butt up and just driving, like my head's like hitting the ceiling of the car, and I just drove the rest of the way home like that, and then had to take care of it when I got home, and it wasn't too bad, but still, that drive was not fun.
Dude, it sounds like torture.
So it must have happened pretty early in the drive.
I wasn't too far from home. I was
Might as well.
I
not
was like
turn back.
maybe
Still driving at all, even if you're just a couple
yeah.
blocks.
I was like maybe 5-10 minutes away.
Dude, what do you think the worst case scenario for shitting your pants is?
On a
Like the
date.
app-
No, the first day of work. I got a video that I need to show you guys as well. Not that it goes right into this. So I feel like the worst time you got to shit is your first day at work. Your first time feeling comfortable to take a poop at work. And imagine if you clogged that shit and it just ruined. Go pull up this video I've shared up here.
We all
Where?
have different anxieties.
Oh God, the shit.
That's the mud wall.
Dude, literally 4 days ago.
Clogging someone else's toilet sucks too.
Literally 4 days ago, I clogged a toilet in an apartment. I'm on the third floor, and it overflowed. And the maintenance workers were working on the floor underneath me, and it started coming through the roof immediately. Like I plunged it like right away. I don't even know how it happened, but they came up knocking on the door like while I was in the bathroom with the plunger, and like I had to run over, and they're like, water's coming down to the next, and they like work for the company I rent from. So I was like, I plunged as fast as I could, man. There's nothing here. I fixed it. I don't know how it came through the floor that fast down their wall, basically shit wall.
I take you didn't get your
that
deposit
sucks.
back.
No, I better.
You're still
I was moving
Still
out
waiting.
when it happened.
Just flooded their apartment with shit water.
Dude, it literally was like nothing. Like it was just like I plunged it as it was overflowing, and it just wasn't fast enough, so it started to come over and like that fast. It,
Yeah.
like there must have been a hole in the wall or floor or whatever. So I don't know, but I got called out by a random stranger as soon as it happened. Like,
So
Was it a clog-worthy dump?
not even that big of a deal. No, like I guess I just wiped too many times or something. I
Maybe
don't-
they have terrible plumbing.
yeah, they probably do.
that's hilarious.
Dude, you ever get anxiety at your friend's house, like watching the toilet? And they don't have good water pressure, and you just took a monster like more.
You're like,
yeah.
oh, this isn't going
I
down.
flush more often when I'm not familiar with
One
the
of them
toilet.
You got
hangover
courtesy
dumps.
flush.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about it. I'm all fucking still drunk from last night. I just wake up, like, take that real mean White Castle's dump. Like, I just ate 4,900 fucking mozzarella sticks. I'm all backed up and shit.
Let's
Sliders.
talk about that for a second.
Whole
Cody hit the group chat up about feeling like he had to poo his pants and he might have a resin line of shit on his butthole while in bed, and he had to have an actual debate.
No, you're setting this up wrong. So it started with I had a 45-second fart this morning, and I started counting like 10 seconds in, so it was probably like I'm guessing 10 seconds, but at least a good 35-second fart. Like it just wouldn't stop. Like it was hitting different octaves. It was going up and down. It was like a fucking
It was street racing.
It's like a Queen song, dude. It was like fucking Bohemian Rhapsody of farts and shit. Like there was a whole operatic verse and whatnot. And then after that, I just I felt the nastiest resin smear on my butt, and I was like, "Oh, this is great for the group chat." So I hit them up like, I don't know if I should go to the bathroom and
Or
set
just
up
shit myself.
or just shit myself. And Luke was like, "Definitely go to the bathroom, you fucking crazy person." And I was like, "Yeah, but it'd be way funnier if I shit my comforter like before the podcast, and then I come in with some fresh like poo stories."
Do you guys ever
Fresh.
piss yourself when you get drunk?
Yeah, dude, I've done that once or twice. The worst for me is when I fucking piss on things. Like
Or do you get up in the middle of the night and just piss on random
start
shit?
in there.
Pissing in my
If you have
friend's
a
sink.
question
Pisser.
about doing gross stuff while drunk, ask Cody.
Yeah.
that's good.
There was a dude in high school. We used to always dip his finger in warm water when we'd get drunk, and then he started pissing his pants when he'd get drunk, and then he started doing it all the time. And they went to a lake house party with people they didn't know down at UK, and he climbed in bed with some dude one night that owned the house, and he pissed his pants and pissed on him. Woke up before
Worst
everybody
case fucking scenario.
and went out and tried to lay by the lake to let it dry out like it wasn't him.
Oh man, did he get away with it?
Dude, was this guy secretly you? Don't let him eat
No,
your
I
pistol.
swear it was not
"Quote
me.
unquote, my friend."
Yeah, my friend. big
Nah,
air
he
quotes
wouldn't
and
do
shit.
that. That's not something
Yeah,
he would
Cody,
do.
your message
This
to
is-
us this morning
it
was
was
now
hilarious.
there's a resin-like substance lining my asshole. Time to poop, or time to lay in bed hungover and ignore it.
See how long I can ride this out.
Time to just lay here and
I
die.
wasn't fucking around. Yeah, I was
And then
like-
you're like debating with us.
You're laying in
with your
bed like,
shit.
fuck, do I just lay here or shit myself?
It was one of those mean hangovers, like one of those you drank 12 PBRs,
Extra heavy.
Oh, that's a real gross hangover.
16 ounces, and you're all fat, and you just
Hold on, you had 12 16-ouncer PBRs, bud. You just stepped this story to another level, bud. What,
Dear
what are you
God.
doing with yourself?
No, I had 10. I had 10 because Pat,
Don't-
not this
that
Pat.
doesn't make it any
What?
less, like,
It's
ridiculous.
fucking PBR. It's 98% piss and
Yeah, that's
1%
true.
alcohol. And
Still
1%
pretty wild.
like uranium. Like, what are you worried?
It's equally as terrible to say you've had 10
totally
or
healthy.
12 fucking Milwaukee's best.
I hate how PBR's gotten popular again. Like it used to be like this cheap ass beer.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah,
it's
dude. We liked it before it was cool.
yeah.
That's what this is. This hams that we're drinking.
Totally like that before school.
Shout out to Mansfield for these leftover hams and shit. They asked me before the episode started, like, what are these? And I was like, the cheapest beer that money can buy. Like, if Pabst Blue Ribbon had an even bottom shelf of
Like
beer.
when you
hams
piss
would
after
be
you
right-
drink Pabst Blue.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is like, I was
That's how they
saying,
make
It's
it.
actually not bad.
it's all right. Yeah, dude, I don't hate it. I don't hate Pabst either. I don't care that it's a hipster trend
Beer's
now,
beer.
Yeah, I almost don't want to drink them because it's like, man, like
Someone might see
I already
me with
look
this.
like a hipster kinda, and now I'm drinking this. It's over.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. It's cheap.
Beer's
Like, how-
beer.
I got to drink a couple days a week, and I might mean more than a couple. So
You don't
like,
gotta. You don't gotta. Let's get this clear.
I like living a crazy life, Luke. What do you want? It's better that way. I like
I
it.
like living on edge.
It's,
Yeah.
it's good content for the
Exactly.
podcast.
I don't
It
come
keeps
in.
my butthole radioactive.
Can you imagine I came in
just-
here all straight faced
I can't
and
come up with
sober,
this shit on my own.
trying to look at you guys and fucking.
Could you imagine Cody
Well-
being a normal, like having a healthy body? Like, I went to bed last night and I woke up great. I had
I had a
8
salad
hours
for
of
lunch.
perfect sleep.
You
I had
basically
a-
Guys,
gotta
I had
get
a normal
fucked up to
poop.
deal
I
with
had a
people.
healthy bodily movement.
The accounting office
It
was
did
very
stink.
lovely.
Just filed my taxes.
This podcast would suck dicks if I didn't come in here and tell you about my butthole the whole time. Who we kidding? We need this torn up
Did
old
you just say poo? We
alcoholic
kidding?
butthole.
Let's fucking segue into this butthole video.
More shit.
Good pun, Jake.
Well-
Good pun.
Oh my
It
lord.
says
That's
not
a mega
only my
flood.
first day at work, but my first flush at work. And you just see
Oh
his
my
toilet
God.
overflowing, and he
Onto
turns
the
the camera
carpet.
around. This motherfucker overflowed down the entire office hallway, all the way into the
It's
little gym workout area.
So
It's bad. It's definitely
It's
dripping on
just
the floor
spreading
below.
like wildfire.
Like,
What do you
Like-
do? Just quit your job immediately?
Like, how
Yeah.
many times did he flush it before it got to that point? too?
Like, where's the point of no return here?
That's not one
like-
flush. I'm sorry.
I got one more.
So imagine it's your first day of work. you have to tell someone about this. What do you say? Like I thought it was like that when I got there.
fake an injury. Like,
It's
I
like
don't know.
it's like what they do in prison to like protest that their lunch was taken away. Or some shit.
Fuck.
Good God.
Oh my
Have
god.
you ever clogged someone else's toilet before?
I like the.
Oh yeah.
Like something that's memorable?
Nope.
Not really memorable, but it's happened. Definitely.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think
don't have
everybody's
any
clogged the
shame. Like
toilet.
I'll just
Yeah,
yell
I
out
don't
like,
know about
"Hey, I need a plunger."
I'm still the odd man out on this one.
You've never clogged a
Pistol
toilet?
doesn't care.
I think
Hey,
I
clogged
may
your
have
toilet.
clogged one with at my family's house when I was sick. When I was younger. But like I said, I'm still the odd man out when it comes to ridiculous poos.
Do you have tiny poops?
I have quick poops. I don't have
Quick
tiny
poops.
poops. I have quick poops.
Like bullet poops.
Yeah. Well, not like bullet poops. Like I'm a clean pinch. I
How?
can get it out quick.
Not a lot
How?
of wipes.
Perfect
Wipe
squat,
and I'm
dude.
fucking done.
And
bud.
all Luke
and I
eats-
get some quality TP, so I don't have to like fucking wrap my hand around like a mummy, and then just
And Luke
Why
has
do
the
you know?
same diet as a fucking Bengal tiger. He's just eating steaks all day and rabbits. He doesn't even
if
cook
it's,
them.
if it's not, if
Bites
it's
the
not
head
red,
off.
well, if it's not red meat, then it's utter garbage. Like I'll eat an entire bag of like 36 Reese cups, and
Like
like
fucking whole thing of cosmic brownies still show up at the podcast all skinny and shit. Like, nah, I took a great poop today. It was awesome. No hemorrhoids, no nothing.
Perfectly healthy.
There was
no
corn in it,
wipes.
weirdly.
Like, you don't have fucking diverticulitis at 24 yet from the all steak diet that you've started on? And
no,
racing-
but I'm definitely gonna get fucking some sort of like gangrene,
Gout. Or something.
gout for sure from all that red meat.
Have you ever had hemorrhoids?
No,
have them currently. I'm
Yeah.
dropping.
them currently.
This
I
whole,
have definitely.
have you
Actively.
got rid of them? Tell me some fucking
Well,
tricks, my dude, please.
The thing,
Got some tips, bro?
The thing
Need your
is, so I have a fucked up story about this kind.
FAQs.
It's not that fucked up, but so I compete in powerlifting. I haven't done a meet in like a year, but I competed for probably 4 or 5 years or so. And lifting all the weight, the pressure, I got hemorrhoids, and but they weren't on the outside.
Oh, you mean from lifting weight,
Yeah.
like your asshole getting prolapsed out? And
Yeah,
Damn.
but they were internal, so I didn't know. They didn't like itch like normal ones.
Right.
I found out because when I would shit, it would be blood in it, and it was like a lot, like, and it was red. So that then it's coming from like near the
Yeah,
colon,
because if
and
it's
not
black,
this- yeah,
it's being
like-
digested by the stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
knew
why
it
I
was
know I'm
red.
good without going to a doctor. Hopefully.
So I went to the doctor about it because I didn't know, and they told me that. But the day that I went, like, I normally have this older, like, dude doctor, whatever, that I go to, and the day that I go there for that, it's like some girl's filling in with him, and she's probably like fresh out of med school, like a young ass doctor, and I was like, fucking great.
What do you do?
Can you
dude?
give me some old
They
crusty
had the
bummy looking
fucking-
doctor with one shoe on and shit?
They have
Can you ask for a different one?
I didn't know. I just go with it.
Like,
But they
fuck it.
they lube their finger up or whatever and fucking
You're gonna know what it's
they
like to be a
fucking-
doctor today.
yeah. You're gonna
I'm
learn
gonna show
today.
you.
But wait. So they
So they
lube the
just-
finger up to get it in there, then
they
they
get it
taste
in,
it to
yeah.
make sure that.
And then they give
They're
it
like,
to
yeah,
her.
that's
Like,
blood.
taste that.
That's
This is
blood.
what this tastes like.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So they told me to go to. She told me it was just hemorrhoids, but they told me to go to like whatever the specialist is. But I never even went. So I was like,
Why?
fuck
It was your
because
asshole, though.
They stick a fucking camera. They scope you with it.
Well, they numb you, I'm sure.
I'm sure they.
Or they just
still-
lube you the fuck up.
My grandma just had this done to her. They have to-
Colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
they make you fucking go on an all liquid.
That's how you
and,
check
like,
your prostate too.
You have to drink this terrible tasting bullshit.
Yeah, my dad just had to do that a couple weeks ago.
My uncle
Dude,
died from that.
Luke,
It's like
didn't you
real
have it
common
done?
in dudes.
Yeah, my dad had a lower intestine cancer, and he had to get a large part of his lower intestine cut out. It's just gone.
Damn.
Yeah, and so I had to get tested for that shit early because of that.
And did you
That's
notice?
He
crazy.
had it, and then his dad had some sort of cancer and passed away from it.
See, I'm bad. Like I can be like,
cancer, so-
like the worse I think something is, like the less I want to go to the doctor about it because I'm like,
Right.
fuck, I don't want this bad news.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with this shit.
I'm like
I
it's
that.
also
better
don't want
not
to
pay
pay an
Meanwhile-
arm and a leg.
Yeah, it's
Meanwhile,
better-
your insides are just rotting.
Exactly.
Like what's
Yeah.
happening with me? I'm like, that's for sure cancer. Like
heard-
I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna go
I hurt
until
my
it's coming out of me.
I hurt my back one time, like when I was relatively new to lifting, like really bad. I fell off a pull-up rack, and I actually have degenerating disc disease. But it took me like $2 years to finally go and see.
How
somebody
does that
about it.
work? How does degenerative disc disease
So
work?
it can happen. It usually happens by old age, but like trauma can start it, and then it breaks apart and just starts to slowly like keeps breaking apart.
You have to get any fused discs?
I haven't. I won't do that because that makes your back a lot worse. So I went to massage school. I do massage on the side too. I'm a pipe fitter by day, and then I do.
And pipe layer by night.
Yeah. And then getting into powerlifting and stuff made me start doing massage because of the benefits. So it's like sports massage. So that's all very different from the old shit, but we'll get into that.
How'd you get into lifting weights? Like just doing gang shit?
So-
You're out there in the yard?
Dude, you should
So-
tell your story from what happened. How
Well,
you got? I mean,
All right,
I don't know. You don't- it's
I'll
up to
do a
y'all, but-
condensed
What
version,
happened?
and then I'll do a condensed version, and then we can get back to the regular.
Do you don't have to do a
scheduled program.
convinced
No.
version?
We're here to
Do
hear
your
about
whole
your
story.
story.
It's a good story.
I started doing drugs at a young age and selling them, doing them, whatever.
What
Probably
was
like
your
most
thing?
people. It was downers pain. It started with Oxycontins in high school, like a lot of them. And then that's around the time I met Jake. And then when I was like 21, I went out to Oakland. I had a horrible addiction when I went out there, like up to 2080s a day.
Oh my
And,
god! So when he
yeah.
says 2080s, that's 2080 milligram oxycontin. That's like this is like doing like 20
Good God.
bumps of heroin a
Yeah,
day
so
type of thing.
at that time they were $1 a milligram here, $80 a milligram. Out there they were $20 a milligram. So do the math on the difference here, and that's
It's a lot of dough.
So I formed a bad habit out there because of that. But then
Right.
right when I came back, I started doing heroin because
Yeah,
I
because
couldn't
it's way
afford it.
cheaper.
Yeah, there's no way I could afford it here. And then I got into heroin bad for a couple years, like real bad. And I eventually got arrested for it. Went to jail for like 100 days on a probation violation. Jake's actually one of the only handful of people came and visited me, and Jake was one of them. But yeah, I went to jail, and I had gone to rehabs and shit before that. Could never get clean. I wanted to get clean, but like that shit's bad, and it's even worse now because there's fentanyl in it. So I was real bad into that shit, and real bad with like the guns and just the whole scene. I was just.
Were you like, if you can tell these stories, were you like robbing people to get like fucking money for dope, or how were you supplying your habit?
I still have, even as fucked up as I get or whatever, like I'm still like, I have a conscious and I'm like a moral person. Like I don't fuck people over. The only people I'd rob.
At his worst, I still trusted him. Like I wasn't doing any of that shit, and I was like, you can come over and kick it anytime. Like
right.
I trusted him completely. Like he was a good dude.
So you would only fuck around with people that you knew were also fucking around,
yes.
like people that deserved it.
Yeah, like
they're in that
thick as
lifestyle.
thieves, you know, like. So yeah, shit like that, definitely. Then I got clean through going to jail, and then I had to go into like a treatment halfway place for 6 months after that. And then when I was in jail, another guy I knew from high school that I actually used to ride to school with, I was friends with his twin brother. He came into jail while I was in there for assault. He got like jumped and hit somebody. He did CrossFit, and I started doing it, the cliche in jail workout with him.
Right.
And then when I got out months later and went through all that, I started doing that with him, and then I got over to powerlifting.
Well, actually, when you got out, you were like, dude, get a FitWorks membership with me.
Oh yeah, we started working out.
So
together
we started.
right away.
That's when I started working out, which I've obviously kind of not. I'm not competitive power lifter or whatever, and so. But like I remember it was me, you, and I don't
not dude with those giant guns. Holy shit!
Yeah, I know it's hard. It's hard to keep this body like this. But no, so he and I both joined at the same exact time because it was like it was like something to do. And then I don't want to name drop, but another guy, it was us three, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all three would go, and then literally he went from being this skinny dude like probably skinnier than even I am. I don't know, about the same size but taller. He just like was going hard, and like he just went so big so fast that I like quit working out because I was like, I can't keep up with this dude. Like it was crazy like how fast he just like blew up.
When I was in jail, I put on like 40 pounds in 90 to 100 days or whatever I was there.
God
from
damn.
Getting clean and working out.
I got a question on your sobriety.
Yeah.
Because, my father has had a crazy road getting clean.
For the record, I'm drinking a beer right now.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask that because, there's a lot of people that when
they would
go
say
clean,
that I'm still...
well, not just that, but people who follow the steps like to the fucking book for sure. But there's I've met people that have gotten clean and still participate in certain stuff, but they're able to function and not fucking divulge right back into their old shit. So I wanted to know like how you were able to manage that. Like, I can fuck around with this, but I won't fuck around with this.
Alcohol, I've never had a problem with. It's never been my thing.
It was the drug usage.
Yeah,
that
it's completely different. Like. My thing was the rush off heroin and everything from getting it to shooting it up to everything. The whole process was an addiction. Mm-hmm. The whole lifestyle was addiction, and alcohol was no part of that.
Oh, yeah. It was
so,
just the drugs.
Yeah, and I mean, I had drank and stuff when I was younger and would still drink and socialize, cut up, whatever, but it wasn't, I was doing heroin every single day. Mm-hmm. And pills before that for probably 5-6 years or something straight.
Did you enjoy all the dangerous shit involved with doing all that? Like
I get a rush off that shit.
Like, I could get
so
arrested.
I'm like 0 to 100 with everything. Like when I started working out and everything, I did powerlifting. Like it's like in CrossFit. Before that, it's just 0 to 100. Anything that I do,
you're really into it.
Yeah.
When you focus on something, you put everything you got into it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. So you said when you were getting off of pills, you were starting to, because you couldn't afford it, you were on heroin. When you were trying that first time, and did you know what you were getting into? I
mean, I was already bad off on Oxycontin, so yeah, and I started with snorting it and then eventually shooting it up.
That's how a lot of people fucking do that.
And that was at the age of when that shit came out, so the repercussions weren't as known. They were known, pain pills they're addictive, but this was a whole new, this was synthetic heroin.
Yeah.
And people didn't know the repercussions of it yet. Or, Big Pharma did, but what do they say?
Yeah, right.
So,
it's legal for them to sell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's bad. And to each their own. People that use AA and NA, that's great for them. Work whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would say that, I'm not clean if I drink or whatever. But to me, Like
You
if
know
you
your
live
limits.
if you're living right, you're living right. You know what I mean? Like when I was addicted, I was not doing what I needed to do. My life was spiraling down like bad. You know?
What pulled you out of that altogether?
Going to jail.
So going to jail and getting
like I
clean.
wanted to. Like I had been to rehab. I went to rehab down in Florida, and I was there. It was like a 30-day thing. It was like the 29th day or something.
Oh,
I got
Florida, that's
kicked
where
out.
everyone goes to get sober.
you-
I
So
got
you
kicked out for
hadn't-
selling
That's supposed to be where all
pills
the
in
good places
rehab.
are.
So during that entire time, you hadn't faced time yet for any of the illegal stuff. It wasn't until you had faced jail time that you
I
were
had
like,
done
I'm
done
fucking
little
done.
things in jail. So before I went to jail for heroin, I got arrested. I think the first time out in California. That was fucked up because the person I was living with I knew, and something happened, and I don't know what happened, but about halfway through my drive from one city in California to Oakland, I got surrounded by state troopers and taken off the exit, and they got me out. I had a bag on me, and I probably had like 16 to 18 80s and probably like 6 Xanax or something. I ate the whole baggie. I got pulled over. They searched the car. They said there was a call on me, and they searched my car, and I had bullets in my car because I took my gun out there, but I didn't have it with me. So they think I'm like running drugs or like running guns. They're tearing my car up, the subs, everything. They didn't get me anything on there. I passed the breathalyzer, passed the sobriety test. They tried to take me to get a blood test. I refused. They took me to jail. Sat in jail for like 3 days out in Oakland. Didn't know anybody. I couldn't call home for some reason. I think because it was out of state or long distance or something. But my buddy called every jail and hospital on the trip and found me, and they bailed me out.
Holy shit, that's dedication your friend has right there.
That was the first one. That was in 2008, and then I got back, and I got like 2 DUIs here. I got a wanton endangerment for shooting a gun off inside city limits.
Show him your hand, bro.
Oh, you have bullets on every one of your fingers.
Yeah.
Different calibers. Which
That was
one you
when I was
want?
young
That's what
and
he said
dumb.
to people if they want to
Can I
pass.
see that one more time?
Starting to get rubbed off because they're old, but they're.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
But imagine a
Those
dude.
are
Imagine a
stupid,
dude
dude.
saying, "Which one you want to get right now?" You're done fighting.
So
at
I
that
was like,
point.
so
that's
when I say I'm
over.
0 to 100, so I was like 0 to complete, like just out of line, like off the chain, to then I became like, let's work out, and then I started working other jobs. Like I started doing the massage, I started working at bars. So I'd work like 3 jobs and powerlift. Like my schedule was just completely booked full all the time.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
gotta stay
and
busy.
complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
And you knew him while he was getting into all of his like heroin and gangster shit and all this crazy
Well,
stuff.
when I met him, he was already. I don't know if he was already shooting or not. I think he probably might have
Yeah,
been.
Definitely
But,
was. I never did it there. That's the thing. That's like when I say like
Yeah,
I
there's like a
still
respect factor.
have my
you know?
things. Like most people that use drugs like that, they'll just do whatever, whenever. But like I wouldn't take that into their house or like do it there or like, you know what I mean?
Like we were
You
the
didn't
people.
want them involved.
Like we were the
No.
people he could kick it with
They've
that weren't
definitely-
doing that shit.
they've definitely,
you know?
like,
he was
seen me
trying to
do
get
it
clean
and
you
stuff,
know?
though,
And we knew he was, and so it was like, come hang out with us, man. Like we're not gonna be doing that shit, and you can,
You'll be tempted.
like, you won't have to like kick it with the people who are doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like
Out of sight, out of mind.
he was fighting that addiction for a long time. I didn't want to act like I was being a charity case because I like he was my friend, but it was like, like I'm not gonna turn my back
Right.
on him because I knew he wasn't a piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
he never once did anything that would make me think he was not a good dude. Like he was literally like one of the most generous dude. Like while he was going through all that, he was like more generous than any of my friends. So, like I knew he wasn't gonna take anything because he's given me more shit than I've given him. And he's just a generous, good dude that'll help you do whatever you need. It was like, yeah, come over whenever you need to. Like if I was, around. So
It's good for you to be there for him in a time like that because a
Yeah,
lot of people
I mean,
don't have
it's not
fucking
like,
anybody.
It's not like I'm trying to act
It's
like I
not
was
about
like,
who's around you when
yeah.
you're up. It's about who's around when you're down.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
the struggle's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
And I had a lot of friends in high school who kind of went down that path and started to become like that.
A lot of our school did, honestly.
Yeah.
We went to the
Yeah.
same high school.
It's this whole area. This whole
Yeah.
area.
And-
It's just almost everyone.
Yeah, and childhood friends, I just cut off. Like I was like, you're not allowed over here anymore because I was like, you're just not
Just
a
gotta
good
drop
person.
them.
You're not a good person. I know, like if you're not stealing from me, the cops or something are gonna come here and you're gonna like try to blame me for something because you got busted for something like leaving my house or I didn't know, like I didn't trust him, but I trusted him, because of the type of person he was. So
I lucked out super hard with my friend group because I could have so easily got hooked on the same type of shit because I like doing drugs. Like, I've always experimented with them and stuff like that. But I've never been around people that just had, like, heroin. They're doing it, like, casually, making me think nothing of it. I mean, not that my family didn't raise me right and tell me
they
that
get
it's wrong
very
and shit.
recluse. Like, the longer I did drugs, the more reclusive I became. Like, I didn't even like to go out or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just want to be by myself, and that's how I get. Like, I get reclusive. Like, I've fallen off probably, like, once since all that happened. That was, like, 8 years ago. I think when I was 23. I'm 31 now.
And you've kept the sobriety for 8 years straight?
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
But no, I said I did have a fall off, but it wasn't with heroin. It was more with like anti-anxiety medicines that I like stumbled back on, and I didn't get real bad, but I mean it was enough to.
Those benzos are crazy, dude.
Was it something you weren't expecting? Like it was a pill for that just had a different side effect, and then it was like, oh, I remember this feeling.
No, I think it was just like I got cocky because I was working so much and like doing so much, like with the powerlifting and working all the time, and like my energy fuels, and you know what I mean, like fuels me. So like when I run like 100 like that, I don't know what it was. I was just like nothing. Like it won't like.
I can fucking handle
I thought
it.
I could handle it now.
Yeah.
I thought I was like I'm good now. Like it's been this long. Like and you know like I said I just don't have I don't know when to stop with things.
Yeah.
Like,
in all this time, what have you been using to supplement yourself, like to have that fucking like thing that you could go 0 to 100 on and just dedicate time to?
With lifting.
But you said that you had an injury, didn't you, that stopped you from being able to power lift?
So I did have an injury, and it was like 2 years before I went and saw somebody about it, and I got MRI, and it was a degenerating disc in my L4 and L5.
Damn.
I actually took steroids to help my back. As like I went through physical therapy, I went through everything. The only other option was to do surgery to get my, I don't know if it was fused or what it was, but going to massage school, I knew that like surgery on your back is the last thing you want to do. Like
exploratory surgery, was that what they?
Is it true that most people that work on like chiropractors and stuff, that hardly anyone really knows what the hell's going on back there? They just kind of guess.
Like when they do surgeries, it's like the actual like success rate is like super low, and if you get them fused, it's like you just got to keep getting it done eventually because you take the flexibility out of the spine. And they just start to wear on each other more because it doesn't move like it should.
That's what happened to my dad, basically. Like, he had been super addicted to all the shit that you're talking about. Like, heroin wasn't as prevalent, like, by the time that he ended up killing himself because the addiction got that bad.
It was like crack or...
It was like 2007, so he was all into, like, Percocet and fucking Oxycontin and stuff like that, taking, like, as many
Dude,
as
it makes you super depressed. That's what people don't realize is that like drugs is like usually it's self-medicating because you already have something going on and you take it and that's fuel to the fire.
Well, his discs were degenerating in his back and he got in a really bad ATV accident and shit like that and fucked his neck up. He did an MRI. They were like, we can't find anything. And they just assumed that he's lying to get more drugs, and he was, but he wanted the drugs because he was in super pain and he kept needing to take more to keep supplementing that fucking tolerance. And then they were like, well, the only thing we can do at this point is exploratory surgery. And I remember him telling me, like, he was like, I'm a pussy when it comes to pain. Like, I'm not going to fucking keep dealing with this. I didn't know what he was talking about then. And then, like, he's talking about, like, the only way that they can fix it is to cut through your back. And if they fuck up just a little bit, you could sever a fucking nerve and paralyze somebody for fucking ever. And it'll just, like, and he was like, I'm not doing, because he did, like, he just worked on cars.
That's a shitty choice to have to make, man.
He did everything, like, always up, standing around, always moving, always building something. So he was like, you are not keeping me in a fucking wheelchair. Rather just take myself right on out type shit. And then once they did his autopsy, it found, like, a shitload of, like, just degenerated fucking back tissue and, like, discs that had fused themselves together. Like, it's not even supposed to happen unless
if only
you get surgery.
they fucking moved sooner and believed homie.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. But
that's fucked up, dude.
But I know exactly what you're talking about with all those fucking injuries and all the shit that, like, where it turns into that addiction. The addiction turns into heroin eventually because it happened to my uncle. My uncle fucking, he was doing them just recreationally.
I mean, I didn't have an excuse then for, like, injury or anything else like that. It was just, I was young and dumb. I started doing drugs, like, young. Like, first time I rolled, I was probably in, like, 8th grade.
Rolling meaning like taking Molly, right?
Yeah, ecstasy then.
How did that happen?
That's just the type of crowd I ran with at that young of an age, and it just progressively got a lot worse.
I started with pot when I was about 8th grade, but no, like, real hard drugs until I was, like, probably 15, 16, like, taking acid and fucking trying out, like, different weird psychedelics and shit. Are we...
Sorry, Jake's
rocking. He can't sit still.
Yeah. Oh, shit, my bad.
That's cool. Keep going.
I've got, like, ADHD, dude. I at work all day. I just rock back and forth.
It's all good, dude.
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, keep going.
It's Pat's squeaky chair's fault.
Yeah, it's my shitty
Is
chairs.
it squeaking?
No worries. Don't worry. Just keep going.
Shit.
It's all good, dude. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I want to dig deeper into all this shit, but we are at about an hour. Would you boys
Yeah.
mind if we took a quick little break?
Oh,
and then
that's
just
cool.
jump? All right, we'll put
We
a
can
pin
get
in
into
this.
whatever you guys want.
Be right back. Hey, fuckers, we're back, and we had some good conversation while we were off the mics and forgot what we were talking about. So we're going to segue right off a cliff right into fucking Jake Dressman's story. He's actually audio, is it correct to say engineer, producer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a great audio engineer. I'm probably better at video producing, but
Right.
I, you know, you have to do audio to do video.
But you know a thing or two about audio, maybe some
yeah,
music
yeah,
production.
yeah. I took a lot of
bit, right?
classes on it. Yeah, I mean, I've
You
produced.
used to be in a
I've-
band.
As a
Yeah.
as a dude with your type of like audio prowess, I would
Mhm.
I want to know how you feel about somebody like this. And
Okay.
well, let's just get
Yoko
right into it.
Ono.
This is Yoko
Yeah.
Ono Screaming Art Show. It's a performance piece. It's a
Oh,
lovely little.
no.
She does lots of shows like
Oh,
this,
this
too.
is her.
Is
This
she
is
still
an
alive?
art show performance that she's doing. This
like
isn't
in a
her
museum.
like
Yeah, she- no,
freaking
no.
out at an art show.
No, this is her
Okay.
singing.
This is her art.
her group that she tours with from time to
I
time.
didn't
Now,
know she was
Patrick's
still
using-
alive.
Yeah, dude. Why couldn't the fucking bullets taken her instead?
Right.
I mean, please, couldn't they kill them
Because
both?
the U.S. government didn't see her as an issue.
And she isn't. But she's a problem on a different level. Let's just get right
Yeah, let's
into
get
it.
into
All
it.
right.
She approaches the mic.
She's like, "You ready, fuckers?"
Why does she think she's that special? Look at the
All
dude
right,
laughing.
all right, all
This
right.
is like
So-
the
I've
same
got-
people who
okay.
like abstract art.
This-
You say that, and
if
I
you
want to
s-
make
if
a
anybody
very
says they
big
like
point
this,
on
do
that.
they-
Okay.
Had John Lennon still been alive to this day, and had he been there at this fucking show,
Nah, he
you
would
know
kick.
for a fact that motherfucker would have a hard on the entire performance. He would think this thing is gold.
was, like,
he would
obsessed
think,
with her.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He would think this is easily the greatest performance ever experienced by human society.
Do you think it
and
would have happened though? Do you
I
think,
think
this
by
is like
then
some
he would have been
psychotic
fed
freak?
up by with her shit.
Yeah, he would have booted this bowler hat wearing bitch right to
Turn off
the
the
curb.
cameras.
No,
Turn
he
off the
wouldn't
cameras.
have.
40 years ago. Wasn't he beating the fucking dog shit out of her in the 70s and
I
shit
think so.
anyways?
Damn.
On
That was
top
a
of
fucked up
being a
time.
shithead inside of the Beatles.
Just yelling at people
Yeah, I
and
heard
fuck,
he was pretty genuinely unlikable.
slapping.
from what
He was a
everybody
pretty
said.
big
But if he
jerk
did
when it came to
co-sign
recording.
this, if he did co-sign this, America would be like, "This is great," and then it would be a thing.
Fact.
They're
Have you ever
fucking
had somebody
idiots.
walk into the studio like setting themselves up as this fucking great artist and shit, and then like they drop some shit like this on you, like, yeah, can you make this sound awesome, and they fucking throw in their demo tape.
I mean, most people are pretty humble and they don't believe in themselves enough. That's more of a problem.
But you never have anybody just be like, hey, let me pull up my SoundCloud real quick. I want to show you something.
Yeah.
And it's just you
I
just
feel like
hear,
we all know those kind of people.
and they're like, no, but let's skip to track number 2. Here's track 2.
I'm sorry, boss. I'm listening to Yoko Ono, not porn. I swear.
And then
She's
they're like,
living up to her last name. Oh no.
and you're like, I don't know, man. I don't think that's gonna work with what we're doing here. I don't know how I can make this sound any better. It's already fantastic. But they're like, wait, listen to SoundCloud track number 3.
This is fucking 3 minutes long.
This is Yoko Ono having
Warzone.
sex with at least 12 elephants.
So did she
beat's
produce
about to
this,
drop.
or did somebody do this?
Bro, I
You
don't
think that's
know.
a real gun?
So this is Yoko Ono Warzone, a new video that dropped from her.
She made this.
Is that her page, like, verified? Like,
Yeah, it's Yoko.
Let's outro the episode with the song.
Let's listen to this like
is fucked
powerful, these powerful lyrics right here.
It's a war zone.
She made this.
Men flashing their guns and balls. Women
What?
looking like Barbie dolls. Wake up.
All right,
Bars.
all right, all right, all right. I never
This
hear.
is absolute garbage.
Straight bars, dude.
This is slam poetry music.
Hey, can you rate that
It's
one
slam
star?
poetry
bar.
music.
Can you dislike that for me?
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
dislike that for me.
Little
How
pump-
is there so many more likes?
It's
Because
crazy.
people
man.
are
Okay,
fucking stupid, Patrick.
Let's not even say so many, though.
There's only
I mean,
31,000 views.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys have a
I
video.
know, that's what's funny.
Jake has a video right now that has more fucking
videos.
views on it than
Yeah.
this
Yoko
Yoko Ono
Ono.
fucking video. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is this
man,
bitch doing?
I'm
She should throw
famous.
herself off a
You should
fucking.
pick up.
And
bring
let
up
me
one of the
say,
videos he's
Patrick
made.
here directed and helped produce. It wouldn't have happened without him. He connected me with the people in the
then
band.
what was
you
this
guys,
video?
You guys
So-
should know that you made something more popular than the woman who single-handedly disbanded the Beatles.
Wow, I never thought of it that
Damn,
way.
dude.
When you
Sick.
say it like that,
When you
I
say it
guess
like
that's
that,
Pretty
it makes-
groundbreaking.
I
Damn.
guess my
You
life
should
is complete.
You should word it in your portfolio
Big
like
dick
that.
energy.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Am I
use this
right?
in my resume.
You want me to screenshot this for you? Send it your way on Facebook. or
Definitely,
something?
Wake up, wake
definitely.
up.
My hard work is more productive than all of Yoko Ono.
So
Yes.
basically Jake and I, we met by filming Allies Aside music videos, and we've done we've done 6, I think we've done about 5 or 6 music videos altogether. 3 of them was part of a 3-part act series, but we also did one video for a band called The Paramedic, which is, I believe, something with a bottle of Jack or something like that.
Oh, it's called My Life in a Bottle.
My Life in a Bottle by The Paramedic. If you check that video out, we shot and directed that. What was the place we went to?
At the time, it was called Mainstay. Before that, it was the Poison Room where my punk band used to play, because they used to have I think Punk Tuesdays or something. But now it's called something else. I don't even know if it's open. They keep closing it and reopening it.
you had a production company that you made back then, didn't you?
Well, Bullet Tooth Records is who they were signed to, and they
It's the
wouldn't.
same label that started up with Memphis Mayfire, if you're familiar with them. Memphis Mayfire started with Bullet Tooth Records. And I believe, maybe I'm wrong with this, Killswitch Engage, I believe, was on it too. Or it might have been Metal
no, because they
Blades.
said, because I was like, I talked to the Bullet Tooth people. I was like, hey, can I do any more work? Because they loved the video. I did it for free, right? I was trying to get my name out there. I was just starting out. They were like, this is our only U.S. band. Every other band that was on Bullet Tooth was European or somewhere else. And there was one other. Actually, there was one other one. Nothing happened.
I remember the vocalist of this band right here, Mike. He is such an overactor.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
So wait, Patrick, you were the director for this video
That's
that we're
correct.
watching right now? The
Yeah.
Paramedic My Life in a Bottle music video. If you guys want to go find that from Bullet Tooth.
I feel like if you're gonna be the lead singer of a band, you gotta have some narcissism, do you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Patrick.
Yeah. I mean,
At some point, yeah. I mean, you get an ego with that shit.
Yeah, Patrick, you egotistical fuck is what I think.
I mean, I think
Patrick's
anything
a
that
rock
you do
star,
where
man.
you're the main person, you know what I mean?
dude, Allies Aside was the only band. I did so many videos with Allies Aside because they were the only band that I was like, they have a chance of blowing up. Like every other band, I thought maybe, but they had the most followers, fans.
Yeah, look up Allies Aside, Soulless. That was the last video we did.
Shameless plugs, Patrick.
Would you?
No, just we don't have to listen to
Would
it,
you
but
s-
just to show what we did to give you an idea.
All right, so here's a quick throwback to Pat's band. just
Yeah,
for a
see,
couple
I
minutes.
don't like this one as much.
I thought this was my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, and do you want to break down what's going on in the video? How
So
you-
yeah,
how you
in the
did this?
video, so I did a 3-part music video series with Jake here, and basically what our idea was, our third album that we came out with was based off an old guitarist that was in our band. Everyone in the local scene that is listening to this knows who I'm talking about, but I'm not trying to shout him out.
You already have them.
I've shouted it out several times, but I'm trying to whatever.
Is this the video I've seen that I was talking about?
No, that was a
No.
different
Oh,
one.
okay.
That was Act 1 or 2, I think.
Yeah, this is act 3 of the 3 of them. But basically, we had this old guitarist. He was on drugs. He stole from us. He stole I think $4,500 from us and another band, and he skipped town. It was considered grand theft. It was a whole thing. He was stealing rent. Like I said, it was just right on our noses. We had no idea he was doing it. He was my best friend at the time.
He almost had me come over and bring my gear to his house to help him do some shit, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he might be a totally different guy now. Who
Well,
knows?
this was during the shit.
But during the time, yeah, he was he could not be trusted whatsoever. So, I mean, I deal with, my family has dealt with addiction. Absolutely. I don't talk about it much in this podcast, but I know what it's all about. But basically, it's easy to give people second chances because you're their family or there's someone so close to you. You love them. You're like, I know that this isn't who they are. I can give them that second chance.
Everyone wants to believe that it's really over.
Yeah, but of course, it bit me in the ass at that particular time. I still, I have respect for the dude, but I wouldn't hang out with him anymore, just because of everything that's happened. So we let him back in, and he stole a lot of our equipment the night before our big comeback show, like our first show in a year. He stole everything before the night of and pretended nothing happened. And we went to the show, and we knew this dude probably stole all of our shit. Like, it's at a pawn shop right now, I bet, because he stole it. But we borrowed some equipment. After the show, he skipped town, went to Florida, and just never talked to anyone again. He came back, and it was really awkward for a while because he would come to our shows, and we wrote this third album dedicated to him. So it's all just pure hatred the whole time. The whole album is basically turned into kind of like a dark opera that I try to make, or something like a horror kind of movie vibe. So it starts with like someone dying in the beginning, and then in the second video it's like that person haunting you. In the third video, which we just watched, was basically never-ending nightmare. So every time I died in that video, I'd come back bloodier, but in a different scenario where I'd die again.
And the dude that you kill and that gets resurrected is our dude Sean Moore that has been on a couple of the episodes of the Bastard
He was
Sermon
great,
as well.
man. He put up through some shit. So you see the breath in this video. It was so cold. I'm pretty sure one of my cameras stopped working right after that. It was like 0 degrees, and we all had to play through these songs multiple times. We had to act through these parts, and we were in a shed right here. Like, this isn't a house. Like, we were freezing.
2 of the
asses
videos,
off.
actually all 3 videos were in garages.
They're dope videos.
Which was
Dude.
funny because we saved as much money as we could, and I thought we
No
did pretty
budget.
good for what we had.
Zero
Yeah.
budget. Shot on Canon Rebel, like T3Is, dude. Like the cheapest camera you can get.
This looks really high level, dude. This is really good.
I could never I think they're
Most
dope.
of those guns are real too.
Like no gimbals. I'm just like holding a camera. Like, this was done so cheap. Like,
how does this whole process work? I know that there's a lot and you can't go into all the specifics without getting boring and shit. But like, how does it? Because you say that you're the director, but you're up there fucking like actually fucking doing the music. And shit
I go in with a vision. Like, all right, I wrote the song. I know what the lyrics are about, but I have an idea of what I want to go for. So basically, I don't know if you ever heard
Do you
of a
write
band.
this out now?
I kind of just picture it in my head, and I'll just storyboard it a little bit. I'll give it like a beginning, a middle, and an end.
You still do this a lot?
I really wish I did, but unfortunately, I haven't had any opportunity to do so. Nor do I have the equipment to do that either. I would really like to, because I had so
He's
much
good.
fun.
He's creative.
So much
You
fun
should
doing
do
it.
and make a way, man.
but and then again,
Yeah,
not to plug myself. I'm good at just hearing what you say and like doing what you
Yeah,
say.
we worked
That's what I was
together
getting
so
to.
well. Our chemistry was great. We had a great
we worked
time.
really well together.
Every time we were laughing our ass off.
Oh, we
having
were,
a good
we were
time.
buds, man. Like, we became good friends
But-
just from doing this.
But my whole thing is like, so if you have the vision, you give him the vision, and it's his job to accomplish that vision for you.
So we worked together on what shot would be the best, or what artistically, like rules of third, for example, which is basically, if you're not familiar, it's just like keeping things even in the photo,
Like
to give it
framing things.
So whenever I thought of something like, okay, I have this, I know what I want to be in this shot for when we actually record it. So I want this to be shot here. Stand right here and just film this. And if the thing is like, we have to go over the song like so many times while we're there, and you're not physically playing it. The drummer's playing it, and they have something playing on like an amp behind you with the actual song, and we're just kind of like miming it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because
So-
it has to be in sync
Yeah,
with
it has
the
to be in sync.
recorded song, unless they played to a click, which I don't know if you guys ever did that. Some bands would
we
do
did
it.
at the third song, that Soulless
Yeah,
video. We did
yeah.
that then. But before then, we would just play it and just try to like keep in time as much as we can. And of course, there's times where we could not get the best shot. So interesting enough, what you would do is you would take some part that was completely, they were playing a different part of the song. Like, you can see it physically, completely different part, but it looks so on time, you can just throw it right on in for the right section, and just it's all about editing
quick
game.
cuts. I mean, the thing about metal is you can make it look good because
It needs to be chaotic. And
with
quick,
crappy
quick
gear,
cuts.
it's all shaky and shit. Like, typically you'd have a gimbal that's really expensive where it's all nice and even. With metal, it's like I can have like just these shaky. Like, obviously that's not perfect camera work. Like, it's shaky, but it works with metal, you know. And
you
like,
can add all those grainy film fucking.
yeah,
like,
I try
little-
not to use the same effects too much, but like, I mean, some parts, like, I don't know, like you can tell it's kind of my signature effects, I guess you could say. But I mean, I had a lot of fun with them, dude. I'm like, Brad still cuts my hair, the bassist of Allies Aside. I mean, Razzie just recorded my little brother who raps for free, you know, like at his home studio. Like, I still talk to all these guys that were like in the band like the whole time, you know, like the drummers were switched out every so often. But yeah, I mean, My stories really aren't anything compared to Pistols. Like, I want to hear more about Pistols' craziness because, yeah, like I make videos, and you know we've heard, like, everybody knows about that. That's not as exciting as what this guy.
Yeah, I really want to hear
You're
more
still
about
on,
that.
and I want to plug your shit though. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Well,
Yeah,
like Jake's
I mean-
done a whole other videos for a bunch of local bands that have been on, like the Earthlit Bear. They've been on here. Jake Anthony's been on
Yeah.
here. I believe he was on episode 6 or something like that.
Great dude.
Great dude, really awesome. But you
Yeah.
did some video work for them. You've done stuff for great. All My Friends Are Dead.
All of it for
which is
free.
now-
I never
yeah.
charge. Like, I support local music. I know they don't got, like, I'm passionate about it, and I get to host it on my channel, so I get some views, some subscribers. I get to put my label on your music, basically, but I'm doing my part by making the video.
do you
Guys,
still do it currently? Like,
I
are
just-
you-
I still
I
try to
just don't-
send. I send people.
Yeah, now I
send
do it
people.
through my company that I work for. So if somebody wants something, they kind of have to cough up a lot of money to do it. So
Gotcha.
artists, they can't do that. You know, it's corporate stuff. But we do some cool stuff too. I mean, it's anything and everything.
Before we get into Pistol Stories, I want to ask you, like, so you guys, your studio, you don't have to plug it if you don't want to, but you've done sound work for video games, major video games.
Yeah.
How does the sound like that work? Do you know?
So they're our business partner. We're the video side. They're the audio side. We share a space. And so there's 2 recording studios downtown that if you want to pay, I think it's like $800 for a day to record in like a top-notch, like, you know, like
It's legit. Me and
It's
Cody
good.
went in
Yeah,
there.
I've
It
been
is
there.
like
legit.
it's
On the 10th floor of this
Kesha
building
would record
downtown.
in.
I
or
mean, like
something.
if you ever
It's a hidden gem in
if you've ever
Cincinnati.
seen the Mafia 3 trailer with Ice Cube song in
I'm
the
playing
background,
that right now.
Yeah, that
Is that 2K?
That chorus was recorded at our studio. That was sent to LA for them to add to that Ice Cube song. The chorus.
Now that's fascinating.
And when they got it, they said this is the cleanest audio we've ever gotten from a studio that we've, you know, basically farmed out. And so, like, it's a hidden jewel in downtown Cincinnati that nobody knows about. And so if they want top-notch stuff and they have the budget for it, these people, like, not only make the best stuff, they have
The
industry
connections.
connections that are, like, crazy.
So they make the song from scratch?
Yeah, like they'll
So-
record a song from
So
scratch.
let's say
I
a
mean-
video game releases the song. Do they have like a soundtrack
Oh,
they
so
sell
what,
as well?
So what they do is music licensing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So like they'll edit out the cuss words and like make the version that goes into the video game. Like, let's say it's NBA 2K or something.
They just play like
You're gonna
snippets
have
of it.
a rap song where there's no cuss words. Like,
you also
that's-
did work for a video game, BioShock,
yeah.
which is very popular.
Yeah,
I loved that game as a kid.
I played the
so
original.
fucking good.
It's too
Yeah,
fucking good.
yeah.
And
The
I,
original is the best though.
Yeah, the original I played when I don't even know if I should say. I was on house arrest when I played.
well, that game is revolutionary, so I think it's a big deal that you guys had that opportunity.
I didn't have much else to do, and luckily, I was working. I was able to work construction, and it was a whole summer. It was 8 months of it, and I befriended this guy who was just a video game guy, and he was actually an ex-addict, and that was kind of his new thing. And so me and him were cool, and he would just hook me up with Xbox games, and that's what I did when I was basically stuck at home all the time.
Well, it's just like, I think it's just super cool that you have the opportunity to work for that specific. You have a company that has that option to do that, because that game was one of the biggest like games that influenced gaming forever.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted to make movies, but they didn't have the budget, so they made video games instead to tell their stories.
Yeah,
so I
they're
think
intense.
that's a really fucking badass thing you got on your resume there, bud.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do any. I had nothing to do with it. You know, like that's what they're called. If you're trying to look for them, they're our business partner, and they did that shit way before I came along. But I know the people who did it. They're like my buddies. I work with them.
That's dope.
So yeah, it's
And then
all
also
good people.
So audio or video wise, you also have done work with movies, right?
Like today, I just had to drop off some gear, some props to a movie that's getting filmed in downtown. I can't talk about what it is.
What about other movies that you can talk about?
Oh, my
that
bad.
kind of? We might have to edit that part
Yeah,
out.
just
But
cut that out.
but
Good job,
basic-
Pistol.
But basically, well, he doesn't know.
Making myself a note
They-
real quick.
I mean, yeah. So like, basically, it's called is the video side, and we share with. And so was responsible for that Pete Rose documentary. It's 4192 is the Pete Rose documentary.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And the Seven Below, it has Val Kilmer and Vince Rames, right? That's how you say
Ving
it?
Rhames.
Ving Rhames. That's what. Yeah. Anyway, like they did those movies where they did Rebound, which was a documentary about a high school basketball. I've never seen it. I hope they don't hear this. But
They're listening.
We can stop
so
and
you
just
know.
get rid of this part.
yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna
you're
hear it
worried about
anyway.
it.
I'm not really worried about it. They're all cool, like I said. Like they're people to where you can go there and feel comfortable. Like they're really nice folks. Like they have a good time. They're like, we had an open house at the studio where it was just industry people. And I'm seeing like club owners that I know, and like people who are on the radio, and people who are also just like chill people who like I've seen out. Like, yeah,
Do you ever
I
get to
wanna
see like real rock stars like this, like Ed Super Shred?
I'd like to introduce you a new way of playing guitar, which I think will revolutionize guitar playing.
All right, so this is Ed. Ed's from the band Under Indictment, and he's gonna show us his new revolutionary way of playing guitar. I mean, I feel like if you run across people like this, like real guitar wizards, that would change my life. Just getting to meet people.
Check
like
it out.
Check it out.
Is he just playing nonsense?
Cutting
right
edge
now?
shit, right? Do you ever run into somebody that can really shred like that? I mean, let me go for one more.
I knew a bassist like that actually.
What
just-
the fuck is he playing?
He can really-
he's slapping it.
Do you
just
not
hitting
hear the
different-
Slapping the
intricacies of that,
bass.
Pat? Listen.
Oh, I
listen
hear it
again.
all.
I mean,
He's just moving his fingers around on the fretboard.
Yeah,
He's
At
they
least,
don't
at least he's hitting them. And
I'm floored by how astounding he is of a guitar player. Like, I am really
You're
taken
floored?
aback. I just want to give up my guitar for
I
the
mean,
rest
he's
of
able to
forever.
pick the string that he's putting his finger fully down on the fret of. So it is some kind of skill involved. But it
The
just
world's
sounds,
greatest shred.
It sounds
Or
terrible, but he
shed.
knows how to play guitar.
Terrible. How does it,
It
sound
says
terrible?
shed.
I don't understand. It sounds
Can you
It's
guys
the
all play
world's
an instrument?
greatest
Listen,
shed.
guys, it says here in
play
the
an instrument?
description, a revolutionary new style of lead guitar that will change music.
I mean,
All right?
how do you
The
find
world's
how do you
greatest shed.
how
That's
do you
what it
find a
says.
video with 2,500 views?
Yeah, how'd you find
That's
this?
what I want to know.
I don't know how I found it, but I also
I
got to
think-
find him playing live. Would you guys like to
Yes.
see his badass solo while he
I
plays
want
live?
I want him to open up for Yoko Ono, and now
Bro.
I go.
Oh, it'd be the same
like
band.
it'd just be dudes. And
Yeah,
I'd go to that tour.
Her over that.
Let's just mix those
Classic.
two.
Hold on, let me mix those two up.
Yeah,
real
play
quick.
that together.
Yeah, hold on. Give me just 2 seconds
Dude.
here. I'm sure they've only got 2 videos.
Hello, my name is Ed. I'd like to introduce you a new way of playing guitar.
Hello,
I
let me
think
show
will
you something.
revolutionize guitar playing. Check it out.
Why does it work so perfectly?
It's the shit of horrors, right?
Oh my god.
It's nightmare inducing.
Keep it going.
It's kind of kinky.
All right, I can't take any more. But keep Yoko Ono going.
Why did that work so fucking perfectly?
That worked really,
That's
really
what
well.
those. We found them. We found who needs to get together.
Wow.
You've heard it first in the Bastard Sermon.
Can-
Ed from Under Indictment. Can you please hook up with fucking Yoko Ono and become the new John Lennon?
Wait,
Hopefully-
Luke, can you
hopefully
send some
get shot
emails?
in the chest
I'll
outside
send
of a
some
hotel.
emails. I'll try to figure this out.
Send some emails for us.
I got you,
I just
bud.
hope the people I work for like don't know her because it's super possible, dude.
You think so?
I mean, it's possible.
Hey, can we get Yoko Ono on the show?
No, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're talking about it. Let me come
Shit,
on."
dude.
Okay, he must have been kind of early on in this video because I found a live one where he's just, dude, he's nailing it up here. I just want to show you this guy.
Like he's actually doing good.
Right.
Bro, yeah, he's doing amazing. Look at his guitar face that he's got on. I just want to.
Let me get the record straight. Do you really think this guy's a good guitar player?
Incredible, bro. How do you not?
Dude, you
Just
need
listen
to
to this.
upgrade your sarcasm detector.
Are you sure?
Are you fucking retarded, Patrick? Just answer me. Are you okay? Listen
I'm
to
just
this
fucking
real
around,
quick.
guys. God.
Don't ruin the
I'm
bit,
not
you
retarded,
bastard.
okay?
That face, though.
He's tapping it.
I know so many bands like this.
Dude. Look how he dressed. That's his stage.
Did you see his
clothes.
confidence dad face? Look at that confidence dad face right there. This dude's just.
I'm waiting for him to point. He take the his guitar hand, and point at the nearest girl and be like, "Yeah, you
He's
and me
just-
later."
He's just thinking about like him just booting his wife to the curb and like abandoning his children to go fuck 20-year-olds. That's all that he's thinking about right now. Just watch his face.
I'm gonna get so fucking laid, man.
I'm slaying
All
this
these-
shit.
Dude, all these bitches are just digging me right now. Yeah, just throw a little slide in there.
You guys feeling it too?
I don't know how it's possible to hit every note wrong and completely fuck up every bend. Just like he's doing like impossible to hit notes. Like you have to try really hard to be that shitty.
If you
2
watch,
likes, 26 dislikes.
Hey, bro, let me help him out. Let me just.
How did you
Show
find
some
this?
love.
if you watch the bassist during that whole intro
Where are
part,
you guys from?
his face is of great concern. Like he knows, this show is gonna be terrible. Like he's never played with it
This
before.
is 2 minutes
hiding in
in
the back.
too. This is 2 minutes in, so this whole thing. I want to see his face by the end of it.
He's drenched in sweat.
He's like 30-minute video.
he's like, I got it, guys. Don't worry. I'll take over the
It's
show.
30
from
minutes of
here."
him shredding,
Him just shredding
and
up
they
there.
just let him do it.
I like how he's got a
no
flying
one
V.
tells him he sucks. Look
They
at
don't
this.
just call it a day.
I'd rather
I'd rather
have
be
a
Bola
Bola than
than
listen to this group of turds.
Go to that timeline. 154 for
That was the
maximum
one.
cringe.
Maximum cringe.
That's where I started the video. That's
I love
Really?
it.
yeah. That's where I queued the video up at because of that comment.
What I want to know is does
And
the
he-
singer just casually shake his head for half an hour like that?
I made it a total of 30 seconds. That is so funny.
Oh god damn! You ever meet
Please
like
don't
quality
continue.
musicians like that? Like people that you're like, wow, I really feel like
Dude,
I'm in the presence of just.
I mean, I used to be so desperate for musicians when I wanted to have like punk bands and stuff as a kid that there's this one bassist that I hired, I guess you could say, for free, of course, to join my band. And
Like
we're
Craigslist? Did you
like,
find him on like Craigslist? Because I found
I
that's how
have joined-
Allies started.
Yeah, that's how I started in a metal band. But this was like high school, and this dude was like known as the good bassist, right? So he had this crazy ego, like I'm the world's greatest bassist.
What's
he
his
could-
equipment he's working with? Like some garbage?
I mean, it was all right, I guess. I mean, we were just high school kids, so I probably didn't know what the hell was good. So he comes over, and we're playing, dude. And, like, these are 3-chord anthem punk songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and he's trying to go off on these bass riffs that have nothing to do.
he's playing Anesthesia from the fucking
Like,
from
it's
the
not
Attack album.
it's not
Seinfeld intro.
I mean, it's literally not even, like, a repetition of anything. It's just crazy
You're up
all
there.
over the place.
Sex and violence.
Yeah.
Sex. Like the 2 lyrics in fucking 3 chords the whole
Yeah,
time. This dude's
yeah.
up here like.
Scooty bop bop boot it.
And I couldn't say anything because he thought it was great. And so, like, I just, after that, was like, yeah, I don't really feel like having a band, you know?
I have too many projects.
I was like, I still want to be friends, but no way, dude.
Fuck that. Why
Have
don't
you
you just?
ever had to kick someone out of your band?
I've almost been kicked out of a few bands.
What do you mean you've almost been kicked out of a band?
I mean, just being an idiot on stage.
like what do you mean?
Like, they're all trying to do synchronized cool stuff, and I'm, like, just on my own tangent. Like, metal bands, I'm a punk rocker, and I don't, like, do the metal thing where they're all synchronized metal, doing metal stuff, and I'm, like, off being Sid Vicious or something, falling into a drum set. Like,
Yeah.
Jake lives his life to the beat of his own drum.
yeah,
Like,
a little bit.
He's in his own zone for sure.
Like, I know a wide
He's
variety
got
of
some
people.
swag.
I just hang
Do you
out
ever
with
get
all
mad?
walks.
Do you ever get mad? I can never picture you ever raising your voice.
I'd never yelled at anybody.
Could you
I don't
yell at me
think.
right now?
I don't think I could. I don't really know how. Honestly,
That was worth a shot.
Get
Like,
into it. Come
and
on.
like, I don't
Can
know.
you
if-
yell something at me?
Like, I've had some crazy shit go down in my life to the point where it's like, well, it ain't worse than anything I've been through yet. So
What if the person's asking you to yell at them?
it would sound like probably a pussy yell.
Well, let me hear it.
No.
For that very reason, I love to yell. I yell pretty often because yelling isn't like done
releases-
enough. People don't yell often. People only yell when they're mad. Why not yell when you're excited?
Yeah.
Because you're like.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking screaming and making noises.
I mean, I
are
guess
one
like
of my
yell people's
favorite things
names
to
if they're
do.
across the room, like,
Yeah.
"Hey you,"
Yeah.
or something like that. But no, like, I get in trouble for that all the time because I'm supposed to yell on set during shoots and things. Let's say I worked at a restaurant, they're like, "Yell, order up, order up." You know, they're like, you gotta yell that shit. Be like, order up.
Okay.
Speaking
like-
of yelling, Josh, did you ever have to do some crazy fucking, like, as you're, like, doing some gangster shit or whatever, like, really yell at somebody, or were you always quiet about your intimidation?
Yeah.
I'm a pretty quiet, more quiet person.
I thought you were
His
100%
actions speak.
all in.
His actions speak
You get in a
louder
fight,
than
you're
words.
gonna
I
go
am,
all
but
in.
I don't do it. It's not a lot of like talking. I just don't.
All right, so here's a beef where we were at a nightclub, right? And this is an 18 and up nightclub in downtown.
For all you
I think
underage
he was.
fucks.
I think he was 21. I'm not. Some people we had beef with from high school.
No one in particular.
No in particular that we want to mention. Anyway,
No shout outs on this
But
segment?
anyway, they're like we're all fucked up at I'm 19 or whatever, drunk at a club.
Right.
And we see these guys we have beef with up in the VIP. So Pistols over here somehow has some money. He's buying up the bar, I don't remember how much you said you spent, but he was just buying like bottles and shit. So we were trying to like upscale the VIP dudes who we didn't like. And so they noticed, and next thing you know, we're exchanging words from the VIP down to like the main bar. And so Pistol got a pistol in his pants, drunk at the bar.
Okay.
Pointed at your dick? Or you
And
said you
no,
like to point it at your...
No,
Was it pointing at your asshole
no.
or your
What
dick?
he's doing is he's sitting at the bar looking at VIP, and we're yelling at each other, and he's going like this with his finger, pulling a fake gun at him, And so you tell me if I'm going too far, but basically we meet up after the club,
Yeah, go ahead.
and what the dude says, right? He goes
Something like
I got a chopper in the car.
I got a chopper in the car.
I got an AK-47 in the car, and Pistol goes, well, I got a pistol in my pants. Who's gonna make it there first? And that was the end of the beef. You know what I mean? Like that was the end. And then one of those same dudes, like Pistols, pulled his gun out and put it in this dude's face in his car before one of these dudes. So like, I don't know if that's
I
going too far.
I was just reckless.
I mean, like
I don't know if that's going too far, but I already said it.
Yeah, I already got the story.
I don't know if you need to edit some of this shit out, but like that's why I'm saying like some of the shit is crazy.
It's
like
definitely happened.
People
a
just
few
knew you
times.
Have you been in a
You're-
gunfight?
No.
That sounded like, well, in this fictional book I've been writing, I may have been
But
like
you
with
know a
this
friend that
character.
has been, right?
Yeah.
Let's not incriminate the shit out of him.
No,
God
shit,
damn.
dude. Like
Jesus
honestly,
Christ.
I mean, I know people that have been shot and been everything.
yeah. I mean, it's
The crew I used to run with. I used to hang out with a lot of people in Cincinnati that rap too, and used to hang out at go. I used to go to shows with them, like on the road, and go when they would open up for people. I'd go with them. And in hindsight, I'm probably just the fucking stupid white kid that fucking had his carry to conceal that they kept around. Like, this dude's crazy.
crashed
He's our
on
wild card.
Yeah, like
He puts his gun in the front of his
Well,
pants.
and every like crew of like Black Thugs got that one white guy, and he's crazy enough to hang with him, so he's the craziest probably dude. Like,
Whose comedian's bit was that?
I know, I've heard it before,
I've
but
heard
it's
it before
true
too, but it's
true.
super true because every time you see that white dude, it's like, oh, what'd he do to get in?
Right?
Like,
Because
he's
they don't
got
just accept him.
AK-47 underneath his shirt and shit. Like something, he's done something. He put his
Like,
fingers.
he
in
earned
some
his stripes
Little do
somewhere.
we-
Waffle House waitress's eye. Something crazy.
Little do we know he's been friends with Jamal since 6. And he knows his mom very well. And
I don't know why. I've just always been more comfortable around the more extreme a situation, like the calmer I am.
Do you ever
So,
feel super uncomfortable in calm situations then? Like when you're
I
at
think that's probably
Thanksgiving
the
dinner?
drug use. Yeah, it's like not. I have to always be doing something, and that was,
Hey, can I tell me if this is a story we can't tell?
dude.
But I'm going to tell you the whole
Just
story
go ahead.
right now.
But no, you tell it because I don't want to tell it. What about the time when you told me you?
that's. I mean, it's happened.
edit.
Should we talk about? Yeah, we should
Radio
go into detail.
edit.
We should go into detail about that. Okay.
No.
I'm just trying to think of some of the crazy shit, man. Like
You got any don't involve murder or robbery or something you can go to jail for? You said
those
there
aren't
was a
as
few you
good
could-
though. I mean, like road rage stories. But,
When was road rage?
I mean, one's almost too recent to talk about.
Oh
Probably.
my God, guys, come on, work with us.
This is Jake's doing.
The
I mean,
funniest
Stop
part
beat-
about it all is like, Cody's goes, do you have any stories that doesn't involve robbery or murder? And they're like,
He's like,
fuck, I mean,
well, I think there's an assault story, but that happened yesterday. So I, don't know if we
jaywalked
should be.
a couple years ago.
That dude's
Yeah.
teeth is still drying off on the pavement somewhere. So I
I'm
don't
trying
know
to
if
think.
today
man.
is the
I'm trying
day.
all right. What about let's talk about the arms deal.
Oh,
I love
Yeah,
that.
all the
so-
Are you
things.
serious? Some shit that we're all gonna go to jail.
not
yeah,
things
things that
murder
don't.
or robbery, but
this is the
arms
accessories.
dealing.
Yeah.
I mean, this
level.
this happened to our friends.
You got any racketeering stories you want to tell us?
This
next?
happened to our friends who told us about it.
You got a premeditated murder back in the day.
I like how
I
you're,
just
haven't
you're
found out
quoting
about-
it, but no one can see that.
I just used to sell
Ye-
guns a lot. Like, I'd buy them from people and then resell them to people that, I probably shouldn't.
Legitimately through gun
Damn,
shows,
and I
right?
I'd name drop my company and shit. Damn. Okay.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
you.
I'm gonna be on my computer editing this bitch for 3 days.
My-
Dude, every time I say my name or my company, just beep it. Dude. It's gonna be, dude. So like one time at
Oh no.
You might as well. We'll bleep it out. Just go on.
All right. Anyway,
Pat's editing this episode.
So pool table, right? Pool table. A lot of shit happened on this pool table because who's 18, 19 with a house and a pool table, right? Like it was
a lot of crazy shit went down.
It was like
at that
it was a
house.
player's paradise, like crazy shit, man. And so like one time I took a picture of it on my phone, which eventually the cops found and looked at. But it was a pool table, and it's nothing.
Got to get into
and
that.
it's nothing but
Interesting.
There's nothing but Mossberg pumps, AR-15s, all kinds of shit, and a bunch of cash used to buy it, spread out on the pool table.
God.
And
this is like a fucking movie.
The fucked up thing was
pit bulls
that
in the
at
basement
time,
and
at
shit.
the time, me
Pit
and that
bulls?
dude didn't even like each
Yeah.
other.
You and who didn't
What?
like each other?
At the time, me and this dude that I
he was selling the gun.
that I was selling the guns to didn't even like. We did not like each other.
Oh wow, so that's.
Why
even
did you
kind of a
do business with him
sketchy
when it
situation.
comes to like armed weapons?
I don't know. Keep your enemies close. I trust somebody that I'm an enemy with more than like.
Do you though?
Yeah, because you know what you're gonna get from them every time. Like
Like, you know they're
better
gonna be
an enemy-
shitty
it's-
every time?
You've never heard the saying "better the enemy you know than the enemy you don't."
I guess that's a good point. I've never heard that put that way.
I mean, I was walking into a situation where I didn't have to worry about whether I was being set up because I already knew it was somebody I didn't like. So it's like it was already a very.
Plus, I was
like-
mutual friends with everybody. Like we had a
Yeah.
lot of big dudes around that were mutual friends.
So
with
like the
all
way
of
that
us,
I could
so
make it happen was through there.
I know
Like,
you guys hate
would-
each other,
so
but
you
I
were-
know you wouldn't betray each other, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't like the guy, but he was cool with him. So you
He
were
was-
kind of the inner,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
okay, the
The
mediator of the situation.
Yeah.
To make
So
sure
because
One of a
nothing
you
few.
were
goes
there,
wrong.
One of a
they're
few.
like, oh, we won't kill anybody tonight.
The story's
Like-
going all over the place. All right, so let me get this straight. You guys are at a house.
All right, we're just telling it how it is, man. Because I don't think we can get arrested for this shit now. Can't like
How long has this been?
20 years.
It's been 38 years ago, and this is in.
That's
I
like
don't know,
12,
man. We
12
might have
years
just
ago.
fucked up this whole podcast by talking about any.
We
of
can
this
tell other
shit.
stories. We can keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
But anyway, like the
Don't worry about it.
same table, the same pool table. God
Okay,
damn.
we don't have to get into it. if you
Yeah,
don't
because the
want to.
thing is, like, if anybody hears some of this shit, I'm
Don't
fucking.
talk about the shit.
Yeah, okay,
You wanna
let's get away
segue
from
into
that.
a video or something for a second and come back to Jake.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know.
All right, well, here's Sir Anthony Hopkins listens to thrash metal. Yeah, and
Yeah, interesting.
Just don't worry about
segue.
what's going on.
Yeah, that's Anthony Hopkins getting down to some metal. He's not selling guns.
It gets weird. Listen, listen.
guns.
It gets weird. He starts to breathe really heavily into the microphone
Does
of
he?
whatever he is holding. Yes, swear on everything. Because he's getting winded. I mean, he's like 90,000 years old, and
He's been the same age for God knows how long.
yeah, and he's just head banging.
He's
and
Benjamin
getting,
Button. He's 2 years
getting
old.
exhausted.
I've seen this guy at metal shows. Exact guy.
Jesus, don't fucking die on us, Anthony.
Anthony Hopkins is getting into this shit.
Anthony Hopkins is fucking doing coke.
Dude, what
There's
is it?
no way around it.
Oh
He
my
looked
god, that's not
insane.
just coke, dude.
His eyeballs almost popped out of his
That's
fucking
like
Could you
manhood.
imagine?
meth or
could you,
something,
Could you
like
imagine if that personal
PCP?
video stayed buried forever until the day Anthony Hopkins died, and they're like, video discovered on Anthony Hopkins video released, and then it's just him just fucking throwing down to some thrash metal.
I'm glad it happened while he's alive because now he has to talk about it to everybody,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, I'm sorry. While you guys were talking about this, I was fucking with Pat. And he like never caught on. He was trying to point to a tab that he wanted up here, and every time that I did, he was like, "This one with the fat guy with the big nut sack." I was like, "This one with the dog."
Elephantitis.
No, this one.
I really
Keep
like to get
pointing.
into these videos. So this video is about
Jesus.
80-pound testicles.
That looks like
Yep.
a dick, though.
No, that's
That
a.
looks like a really dirty pillowcase,
I don't know. What
like
the
stuck between his
If
legs.
it was like a cartoon was drawn of a
heck?
giant
A
dick, 'cause it's like
tumor.
It's
blended
not
out the
good.
bottom.
It's not good. He hasn't used a toilet normally in 2 years.
Based on the life stories that Josh or Jay Pistols, whatever you want to go by, has been telling us so far, this is actual footage of his nutsack right now.
That's just-
this is
He's got some balls on him.
80
I'll give him
serious
that.
balls.
this
Some
guy
serious
put his
balls
nuts
on
in the fucking microwave.
That's definitely what happens when you stick your fucking junk in a microwave.
South Park made a
Hey,
whole
you got
episode about
36
this.
million views, so fuck, it's worth it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
This dude
I
looks
wonder
like
if he knew it was going to be on 36 million people were going to see
Somebody
this.
else is making that money.
So this dude's coming down the stairs with no fucking pants on. I don't know why. I guess it's just how he wakes up.
He can't wear pants, dude. He's got nuts that are longer past his
No, wait,
knees.
let me set it up. This dude looks like 9 people sewed together into one big fat fucking person.
What is that,
He
centipede?
looks like a blonde.
He's got all
dude.
9 of their chins, all their belly buttons stretched into one big vagina belly button, and what looks to be a cocoon human being wrapped up, dangling in between his legs. Like, he's got big, enormous, fat man, fucking 800 pounds.
This is a
Had to
600-pound dude.
Cut him out of the wall of the house, fucking legs. And he's still got a nutsack that looks like a fucking human cocoon.
Luke had to walk away.
Dude, walking down those
Couch.
steps is risky, man.
Yeah, imagine every single step you're gonna bounce that nutsack.
I wouldn't
want
to be standing at the top of those stairs looking like that. No
Yeah,
way.
and the camera's
Luke
good,
is
right?
just
You can,
falling out
you can
too
film
bad.
from there. All right, walk down the stairs.
That nutsack leans to the left, and you're going down,
The
dude.
human cocoon killed me.
I just love how fucking TLC or whatever this is on blurs out his tiny itty bitty micro penis and then the very bottom of his balls. You can
But now
see
they're
all of
doing-
his.
There's like a nipple on
No,
it.
no, I think they wrap it. They wrap it up so
But
that way
what
it
happens
doesn't
at the
grow.
bottom? He just lets the hairs grow
Play
on
it.
the bottom.
Play that
Fuck,
shit.
man. Oh my.
40-year-old Dan Moore
It's so
suffers
stiff,
from a
though.
mysterious.
Oh my god, look at that
It's
railing.
bandaged up.
I
That
hate to
railing
laugh
is
at
about
this
to
man.
break off, dude.
This guy's gonna die shortly, but
No, if you go to the recommended video side, it says he gets the 100-pound growth removed.
Oh yeah, I saw that video too. I saw them cut the nut off.
medical condition that has taken over his life.
Gross.
For the last 7 years, his testicle sac has been growing uncontrollably.
He's sitting on a couch and the
testicle sack.
testicles are dangling onto the ground.
That's a paid
What the
They're
fuck?
laying up
voiceover
against
artist.
the ground.
It's a paid voiceover artist who has to sound professional when he says
why?
that.
Why the fuck is it all blurred out at just the bottom and the top? Like, does he just get gross brown
No.
ball
It's the
bandages?
bandage.
It's because
No,
he's bandaged up.
No, it's because it's exposed and he's sitting down and it's touching the floor. The bottom
Do you think
of
the
his
bottom of
nuts
his
are
balls
fucking
like
dirty.
callus? From
Yes. Yes.
This dude has fucking carpet all over his
Dust
house, and as
balls.
he's walking down the steps, his fucking giant human cocoon nutsack is dragging across the carpet. There's got to be some serious scab action going on there.
Oh,
man,
it's
Luke.
gonna
Yeah.
be callous. It's gonna be rough. Like you could probably light a match on that
It's
shit.
like, it's like a original Native American
Light a match
foot.
on your nutsack.
It's like a hobbit foot.
Yeah, it's like a hobbit foot.
It's made me a prisoner in my own body.
Hey, I like to get
How
4
did-
large
The
domino
best way I can
pizzas.
describe the date for someone if they're trying to imagine it in their head.
Like, bro, shouldn't you be calling the doctor, not Domino's? Nah, I gotta feed this nutsack. This nutsack's getting hungry.
It's a human
Dude,
cocoon.
you know
Cody,
he's not
get it
going.
right.
To, you
He's
know he's
feeding
not
his
going
baby.
to Kroger.
Let me shoot
So
an 8-week
somebody's
documentary
enabling
before
that
I go to the
shit.
doctor.
Somebody's enabling that, dude.
Oh, you're about to meet who's
Would be to
enabling that.
Slit open your scrotum
mom.
and put in 3 large bowling balls and sew it back up and have you carry it around. I'm
He's gonna-
constantly in pain, and it's a lot of weight on your back.
He's about to show you how he goes to the bathroom. now.
Okay, I
Yeah,
get
look,
that. I
get to
get
it.
that the growth is 100 pounds, but let's not blame your back problems on just that.
Yeah, he's gigantic.
Like I said, he looks like 9 people sewed together into
You
one
let
person.
it get that bad.
And he cares about the color of his ponytail.
I mean, if your nutsack does grow that big, I mean, how are you supposed
He
to
goes out
exercise?
of his way
This
to
motherfucker
maintenance it.
got
Because
like
when-
green hair dye time, but ain't got. Let's go find out what the cancer in my nutsack is
Well,
time.
you got to think about it
What you
because
doing? Prioritize shit, my
whenever
dude.
they have these major surgeries on people, you have to cut a whole lot of weight if you're weighing a certain amount. Otherwise, the anesthesia could probably kill you
Yeah.
or something like that. So usually that stops a lot of people, and that's if they have the money to make this fucking life-changing surgery. Not,
That's
still,
why anesthesiologists get paid the big monies.
You see this big trash can right over here in the corner while the video's
looks
paused?
like he's holding it.
I wonder if that's actually like his nutsack bath. Like he just
Just dips it in there
Top and he just heaves it up in there.
Play that
probably
shit.
can't lift it.
like an old washboard.
Let's see how he takes a piss, shall we?
Yes, please.
So it's very hard to move.
No
The
shit.
unusual condition
Hard to move
is so
the fucking
severe
You don't
scoot
say.
in that
Restricts
front
every
door
movement.
for them pieces pretty quick.
Yeah, let's. Here's sad pee music.
That's how he pees.
When it was smaller, I could lift it onto the toilet and pee into the toilet. But when it got bigger, there was always a chance that it'd make a mess. So it
All
was
this-
just easier to
okay.
pee into the shower stall and then rinse it down with the water.
I love the sad background music.
Yeah,
Since I can use it all
like
the time.
imagine this. He's probably picturing this sad music every time he takes a piss or takes a shit.
That's a soundtrack
It's
to his
sad-
life, dude.
Yeah, it's a
And his-
soundtrack of his life.
His wife has to bathe him, and for some reason he agreed to do this on camera because just
And can't do
That's
that.
what's mind
You wanna
blowing.
do, like,
Because
Kishore by himself
they got
and get, you know,
paid.
I guess, but watch
They
this.
if I
got
was to list, it
paid.
would
Can
be
you
a long
research
list of
that?
Just things that had been taken.
This dude looks like a bear that got caught on fire and fell in some green hair dye, and they're just soaping his big giant monster back.
And that's his wife.
That's his wife.
Taken away from him one by one. Yeah, this-
He's over here
But it's-
soaping
it's,
up
you know,
his
this is the kind of
fucking
things you
back
do for somebody you love,
scabs.
you know?
Well,
It has control.
She's
I
the
feel
she's
so
the one
bad for them.
She's the one picking up the Twinkies and the green hair dye at Kroger.
a fucking
they ate
bear
a
set
full
on
large
fire.
pizzas, deep dish pizzas, and the side of chicken wings.
Yeah,
Make
for
that
s-
2 sides of chicken wings, extra sauce.
So look at him
2
going out in
Pepsis,
public
please.
with his mom.
The big K colas.
Oh, now it's a happy
But
day.
Dan's
Oh, I got my
life
good
hasn't
nutsack
always
pants on.
Oh my god.
Hey, he's got his fucking Green Lantern shirt on though. He's got courage.
His parents remember a time when he was just like any other son.
And had
Normal
a, had a
nutsack.
normal nutsack.
When he can wear
Wasn't
normal
swinging
pants.
on the fucking ground in front of all the kids, horrifying everyone. We didn't have to lock him in the basement like a little nutsack
When he was a
demon.
teenager, we had to lock him in the basement.
For
so
her
no one could
sake,
see.
thank God he didn't come out with that nutsack.
Yeah, can you imagine 80-pound nutsack as you're born?
When it first started growing, we first started to theorize what was growing in it. I thought it was spiders.
It was an alarming rate.
This is Danny, tie and a sweater, looking.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, hold the fucking phone.
Oh my
Can we get right back to that real quick? What the fuck, man? Can you imagine
Jesus.
going out in public, having your big old fat old nutsack just all clumped up next to your thigh? Can you imagine trying to break that down in public and like look at that dude? I would have to stop.
You wouldn't even know what
stare.
that is from
I
that
would
picture.
Snapchat that freak.
I would take a picture with the
Why are
flash
you looking
on.
at my stump for?
Pat would get
flash
a
on,
close up
so
just
they
so
know.
he made sure he's seen it.
Bro, I'd be making direct eye contact, taking pictures with the flash on, like trying to show this to friends.
That reminds me of my buddy who stares at women. And like I'm like, dude, why do you do it? Because I'll be with him and like a hot girl walk by and he's just staring like awkwardly till she notices. I'm like, why
Hey,
are you
baby.
doing that? He's like, I want her to notice because he thinks he's like that hot to where he's gonna get some when she notices.
What's his
that he's-
sociopath's name?
I can't say his name, but it cracks me up because it's every time, and I'm always like, dude, stop
It'll
doing that.
Yeah,
never-
do you
dude.
see
It'll
them
not
reach for
happen.
their mace in their purse every time that they
I
do
mean, he
anything?
does it. It's not that creepy, but it's like, you know, like, hey, baby, like
Does
that
he
kind
point
of look.
finger guns
like-
at him?
I mean, everything but, man, everything but. He does it with his eyes.
Good God.
Does he have a big old fat nutsack swinging?
Yeah, is he
in
wearing
his-
like sweatpants with a giant basket or fucking
Balls
He
hanging
looks
out from
dead
under
on
his
this
medicine
dude.
ball size nutsack?
Plot twist: his dad has the smallest nutsack.
It does
Ever.
look exactly like. That's a great description, Pat. Like he took a big, giant fucking
It's a
comforter.
beanbag chair in
Yeah.
his pants.
At the bottom
Yeah,
of his
it's like
pants, up by
somebody
his
sewed a
shoe.
comforter together to his legs and then fucking threw a medicine ball in the right leg of it.
Do you
Like,
think it's
that's
just one nut or both nuts?
I don't
feel
think
like
it's
that's
a
for
nut.
sure.
I don't think it's a nut. I
It's
think
so-
it's something else.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just a
got to be
gross-
filled with something.
Would you rather eat
weird.
shit for the whole rest of your life or have a giant
I have
80-pound
no
nutsack for the
idea
rest of your life?
that
I'd
this
rather
was
eat
there.
shit. For the rest of my life? Did you say the rest of my
Like
life?
every
Yeah, you have to
day
eat
for
shit.
every meal.
Yeah,
Oh.
every meal. You can have whatever you want to eat. Like you can tell the person who's shitting in your plate, like, hey, I want you to eat
Like-
some steak
Well, I think
tonight.
eventually, like, you
Nothing
could
but
learn how
Jeff
to make
Ruby
shit
shit.
taste good.
Yeah. We're eating out tonight. All right, I want you to get some Taco Bell. I've been craving some Taco Bell. All right, I'll eat some Taco Bell. Shit's on your plate. You got to eat that whole thing.
Or
You
that-
can't
Or
like,
like-
have a giant 80-pound nutsack.
80-pound nutsack.
You can't, like,
Really?
have a chef
Yeah.
prepare it for you, like some fancy
Well, no,
way.
you can, but someone's gonna eat it and shit it out on the plate.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's recipes.
I mean,
for
like,
human
after it's
feces.
shit.
Uh,
I feel like you could overpower
can't
with
eat- I
something.
can't
Would you
live
rather
on
walk
shit.
around with
A
that?
lot of seasons.
I want some
then eat
corn on the
shit?
cob.
Yes, dude.
You guys want to see this giant manatee man swim through with his giant ball bag, a whole
Apologize.
YMCA pool? Look at this shit.
The local pool. It's also one of the few things.
What's going on? Everything
Somebody
all right?
here?
Sorry, Rachel just got home.
Going out and doing things.
got
was,
some
like,
solid
a huge part
titties.
of our relationship.
Oh my god, look at it. It probably floats.
Silver jet.
Buoyant. It's just a buoy hanging behind him.
You know, these are all
Fine,
things
keep
that I
listening. Keep
can't do
listening.
anymore.
Would you just see his giant nutsack and be like, I'm canceling my YMCA
Has also
membership?
become a thing of the past.
The last time that we had marital relations was on March 19th, 2006.
This bitch has the date written down in her calendar. She writes it down every day.
Never forget.
Maybe he's just slinging the meanest dick. She's just like dying for it to make a fierce return.
God. This is fucking brutal. This is where it does get super sad because then he starts talking about this.
I think it's an underlying strain that this has put on our relationship. You know, it's one of those things.
Look at the tangle.
It's very underlying.
But it's definitely there.
It's definitely there.
When you make a commitment,
It seems like she's making it very aware that she knows it's there, and he's just like, it's there, but I don't think it's really. I don't think it's hurting our relationship.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's just softening it with the cushiness of the giant nutsack.
More cushion for the pushing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
He looks like one of those hamsters whose balls have really expanded, you know, and they just drag it behind him. I feel horrible saying that.
At some point early,
I've never seen that.
Wait, so this worked out for him? Everything was good?
I hope so.
Why the fuck are there always advertisements on
every video? Is that
Because
advertisement?
YouTube is a fucking sellout.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know
they have
actually,
some
you know
shit
they
now.
actually pay you if you have that many.
It
views
has to
on top
last
of the
like
ad.
30 seconds. The
I think you get
commercial
paid
does.
for more for Facebook because if you every million views is like every 100,000 views is like $300.
Yeah, like you'll get paid on top of the ads by YouTube.
It's crazy. Oh my god, we're about to see some nutsack surgery.
Did they actually show it? Did I skip it?
Yeah, I think so.
The first ever.
You think I'm gonna show the whole?
Oh,
it's gone!
Shit!
I mean, he's still like 500
He marked
pounds,
his leg
600
where his
pounds, but-
nutsack used to hang to. I mean, I guess I would too. I
He
get that shit
tattoos it.
Tattoos it. What movie
you're
is that?
getting so big there, Junior.
That's exactly my thought process. Like he was celebrating its growth. Like it's a big day for you.
Yo,
You're 2.5.
You're starting
feet.
school already.
He
Oh my
tattoos
God.
a growth nutsack chart on his leg the entire way down. What's
Rachel
up, Rachel?
Morrison making a return to the episode.
Woo! Yeah! We were talking about men with giant nutsacks. Did you get to see this, Rachel?
You wanna see a man with a giant nutsack?
We had to make up for time because everybody was like, "Oh, let's tell some stories from the movie Scarface real quick."
Yeah,
And
dude,
they were
that's
like,
what I was saying. Do you have to run? Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
All right, because we can make up for all the shit we can't say. Maybe.
Okay, let's do it. Do you?
I don't really know, like what.
I have to get up at 6 a.m., so I can't record
right.
past 11:30.
No
Gotta
problem.
wrap this
It's already
shit
up.
10:30. Yeah, so yeah, it's up to you
Okay.
guys. But like, if you want to do anything, like, we can try to tell some
Oh,
not rated R stories.
Think of
I
some.
yeah.
Let's go with this real quick.
Oh, I forgot about this video. So it's called "Guy Gets Caught Cheating." I don't want to read the rest of it. Let's just watch it.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so she's outside of the apartment, and there's this girl dancing on what I assume is her man, and she's, "Oh hell no!" and then goes to walk inside.
Yeah, and
Hell
she's
no, this bitch got me all the way fucked up. Hell no. The fuck is really going on? What the fuck is going on in here? Who the fuck is this? The fuck is going on?
so
as
she's
soon
trying
as-
to pretend that she's a sex doll when she got caught.
So she walks in, and this bitch is frozen at the top of the stairs like a mannequin and shit, and the dude's throwing his shirt on.
Fucking freeze frame.
This fucking girl is
it's
just
a sex
completely
doll.
paused.
Yeah, like
This bitch is not no sex doll. Where the fuck
This bitch-
she's fucking robot.
She's got the karate chop.
she won't move.
robot arm.
Oh my god.
And this dude has a Burger King receipt in his hand. He was like, "I got the motherfucking receipt right here." Like, no, you what?
Seriously?
Watch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, she smacked her, and she just totally went with it and reposed.
Really? Hell no.
Keep watching.
Big ass, this is the motherfucking man.
I told you I was about to take that.
Get the fuck out of here.
It was a
This
sex
you
doll,
bitch is a
man.
bitch. This ain't no motherfucking sex doll. This
She's still going with the act while saying, "Bitch, don't push me."
yeah, at that point you got to put up your dukes.
She's still doing.
Did you hear him? This motherfucking malfunctioning and shit. Why the fuck is the damn thing talking? Okay. So after like the 5th slap, this girl finally freaks the fuck out on her and starts losing her marbles. And the dude's the whole time still trying to sell it.
Do you think she bought it at all?
No.
Like after the first slap? Like, wait.
Hold on, maybe.
It's dysfunctional.
She got me with the
I got
sex
the
doll.
motherfucking receipt, baby. Like, what, dude? How are you still fucking... There's no way that's real. That's gotta be fake,
It's gotta be
right?
bullshit, but I mean, just imagine if that...
I mean, I
that
can
was
see it
real.
happening.
Who's filming?
I mean,
it's
I
the
wouldn't,
one
try
that
to, I
caught
wouldn't
him.
do that. I mean, obviously, but
I was about to say,
could
Jake,
see-
you got any stories for us real quick, buddy?
I mean, dude, no, not when it comes like I'm the least interesting when it comes to like sex stories. I've been with the same girl since I was 19.
Hell yeah, man.
And
You
we're,
guys just got a
we're-
house.
That's a
yeah,
lucky
we're
one.
Awesome,
moving in,
congrats.
and I don't want to fuck it up now.
Oh, damn.
But really, there's nothing to even say. It's pretty boring. I mean, it's the same thing for 10 years, you know what I mean? But, you know, other than that...
Have you ever considered getting a dog?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work.
Well, I mean, it is.
But
because
would you rather have a dog or a kid
A
right
dog.
now? Right now?
A
What
dog.
happens if your dog gets attacked by a creature of the deep?
if there's a crocodile in your backyard, would you let your dog go running after the crocodile by chance?
I'd stick it on the crocodile.
Oh, yeah, well, here you go.
No, I'm just kidding. I would not do that.
Just for that situation.
This is how well it would go. This is exactly how well it would go.
I mean, I'd do that before
Full
I'd
screen.
attack it, but I'd probably shoot it. I mean, I'm
And a
not-
crispy 240p. There's just this gigantic fucking crocodile laying in the leaves. And you just hear the barking of the dog in the distance. So this dog comes up.
Damn, got it though.
Hilarious. Yeah, the dog scares off the crocodile.
Oh, it doesn't work every time.
Go back.
Okay. So the first video that they play is this dog running up and biting the tail of this fucking crocodile. Crocodile gets scared, jumps in the water. Oh, how cute. He chased off the crocodile. So they let this fucking dog apparently do this whenever the fuck they want. Like, crocodiles aren't just gonna murder
People
your
are
dog.
idiots, man. It's probably not their dog.
No,
Fuck
it is. They've got a couple of videos of this. The dog's famous for it.
They're all like, no, we never expected that to happen. Like, that little fucking Chihuahua dog, you didn't expect to have his head ripped apart and drug into the water? Like, why are you letting your dog play with crocodiles, dumbass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be investigated by the police. There's something wrong with your brain.
I mean, it's probably Louisiana.
What he's saying about the people of Louisiana? He's just
what
calling
do you
out the
say?
whole state of Louisiana.
It's
Foosballs for the
it's,
devil.
it's the bayou, man. It's kind of lawless out there. You've seen swamp people.
You're saying that
true,
there's
that's
swamp people
true.
down there?
Dude, you see how they live? They live in, like, river camps. You think there's...
Floating
And houses on float
swamp
boats.
trailers, if you will.
They're literally, like, living, like, I don't know, like, Neanderthal. They got like, spears, and they're spearing... Like, it's, like, craziness. Like, it's, like...
What else do they do down there?
I mean, I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about the swamp, man. Like,
Yeah, what do they do
that's
in the
what this
swamp?
looks like. I mean, this is what they do in the swamp. They let their dogs sick crocodiles and
Their
their
spears in between eating frog legs and making jambalaya.
I mean, I wouldn't want to live in that environment. I'm a city slicker, man. I'm not good in the country. I don't even like the camp.
Why are you slicking up cities?
I think it's because I'm like lazy and I like to be comfortable, and I don't see any point in like spending my free time being uncomfortable, like working. I don't know. Like, it seems like work to camp, and you're uncomfortable. Unless it's good company and it's like a good party, like it's just a crash spot, whatever.
I've done both.
But,
I got family that lives in the city, but I got family that lives out in the country too. And
Yeah.
so that's what
I'm
I mean.
just- I don't
Signs
know.
of both sides. So it's like partying with like the crazy fucking hillbillies, or like partying with the people that are downtown in OTR before it got all torn up or redone or whatever. But like all walks of life are like the same. Like,
I mean, we've been out to his farm and we've shot guns,
yeah, I had like a
blown
10
up watermelons and
10
stuff.
That's
kegger
fun.
fucking party there, like for graduation one time.
Hold on, did you say 10 kegger?
10 kegger for
Good
someone's-
God.
And were they all empty by the end? Did y'all
They
take
were
any
all
kegs home?
empty in like
20 minutes.
no, it's probably a couple hours. There was probably
How many fucking people
there
were
was
at this party?
there was a few hundred. There was like 30 people from another school that showed up that tried to get in a fight, and they jumped one of the dudes up the driveway.
Why'd they try to get in a fight?
I don't know. High school.
They had 10 kegs of beer, Patrick. What are you talking about?
fuck
And they
you guys,
killed
I'm
them in
gonna
2
fight you.
hours.
I would want to be friends.
They all started. They like got in a scuffle, and then like somebody counted down like 3, 2, 1, and everybody just charged these people and started beating the shit out of them. Like they ran to their cars.
It was like a wall of death of people.
They ran to their cars and were trying to turn around. People were hitting their cars with shovels. One of the dudes that we were with hit a dude in the face with a shovel. And they were like hitting these dudes' cars as they were trying to turn around. And since they were fucking them up, these dudes started just backing in to plowing people's cars on this gravel road. Just skirt up out of there.
I know a dude who got hit in the face with a crowbar.
Oh shit!
How'd that turn out?
He still got a scar on his lip. He probably wouldn't even let me talk about it, but yeah, he's one of my good buddies.
Bro,
yeah.
nothing else I have to cut out, please, Jesus.
No, it's okay. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Like I'll tell you afterwards. Like there's just a couple things. Like just I'm not worried about most of it, but
you believe in ghosts?
Hell nah.
No, you never had anything creepy experiences or supernatural or anything like that. I don't know. It might be a bit of a segue, but try to get into something. You ever had anything weird happen to you that you can't explain?
Do you guys just hear the fucking? I'm sorry
I
to
hear
cut
the radio
this off,
the whole
but the radio
time.
is
Yeah,
just
I've heard the
going through my
radio.
fucking ears. It's driving me psychotic.
I put my phone on airplane mode.
We're gonna probably cut this thing off because we're about an hour anyways, and figure out what the fuck's going on and come right back. Be right back, fuckers.
I think the beeps would be good. I like
think
the
it'd be
beeps.
funny.
Actually.
We're back on the air, boys. All right.
Well, what's up?
Hopefully we don't hear any fucking radio noise in the background.
So far, so good.
It sounds a lot better.
So I honestly forgot what the hell we were talking about yet again. So here's another video, and it's titled, "Can I Have a McButt?" Basically, it's these people recording in the background, and people are up ordering food, and she has her butt showing underneath.
Are you shitting me right
And
now?
this dude just put his dick, I think, up her ass while they're ordering food. And he just took it back out. Yeah, there was definitely something on her ass. Cody, in your own words, what did we just see?
All right, so there's these two people standing in line. One dude, they're both rocking sandals. The dude's got a man purse on for some reason. And the girl has a very short skirt with no underwear on underneath. So while the McDonald's employees are distracted, doing whatever they're doing, picking their nose and touching burger patties or whatever, fucking not giving enough sauce, whatever they're doing behind the fucking counter, back there smoking weed behind the dump.
You sound spurned.
Yeah. While they're distracted doing whatever their fucking no high school education having asses are doing, fucking this guy comes behind with his man purse and his sandals and just like crams his penis right on up her cooch or butthole.
It was
I don't
a
know.
butt, a McButt, dude.
I'm sorry, Patrick, to get it wrong. Let's look at it one more time.
These people were ready too. They knew it was about to happen.
And he keeps like cleverly positioning himself so that it doesn't look.
They probably have a fetish for public sex.
100% they do, Rachel.
Have you guys ever had sex in public?
Did y'all ever wait? Were you asking Rachel and Pat? Did y'all ever bang in public
just
before?
Anybody.
I've done weird shit before, but nothing that I want to admit to on the internet.
Patrick and I exclusively bang in public. That's the only.
It's the only way you guys can come.
That's the only way.
You can catch us in the beer aisle.
We're banging right now.
It keeps the flame
I'm
alive.
really proud of you all for not saying anything.
Yeah, we didn't want to make it weird, but thanks for announcing.
Wow,
it to
we're
the
really
whole
good
world
at
now.
hiding that, Rachel.
Yeah, do you have something? I know you've got some. You got the smile on your face that tells. Don't
I have
lie
no
to
Come
me.
on, let's hear it.
Jay Pistols, why would you not tell me your public sex story?
I don't.
Let's hear about your pistol.
We're practically brothers at this point.
I got one.
All right,
real quick.
Okay, wait, am I gonna have to edit this later, Jay?
No.
Are you sure?
Really quick.
Positive.
Really quick. Festival. There's a little woods next to the festival. That's where it is. Quick story.
Okay, well, but anything like a McDonald's counter, fuck, like anything.
No,
real,
nothing like
real
that.
sketchy.
Get sweaty in a Wendy's bathroom.
No.
Y'all ever banged in the car? Always
Yeah.
sounds better than it is. Always
It's
way
never
worse.
a good idea.
Always like a fucking a drive
It's too
shaft
hot.
poking you.
You're sore afterwards.
It's
It's
cramped.
never good.
I've never had a good experience in the car.
It's always bad.
I've had one good experience in
Can't
the car,
ever
and it wasn't sex.
Can't ever stretch your
What was
legs
it?
out
Just
long enough.
Roadhead.
Dome.
Dome.
Roadhead.
Yeah.
Get that dome.
That
Damn,
still
I've
even
never
takes
had
forever.
that. I've never had Roadhead.
You never had Roadhead?
Never once.
It's risky business.
Yeah, if you hit a
imagine-
pothole, it's all over for you.
Someone's dying.
Your gym
Someone's going to
dog is
hospital.
going down,
You
fella.
do it 15 minutes from home.
I feel like it wouldn't work. I feel like I would just like get the whole way home and be like, "Sorry, like we're here," and it'd be over. I was concentrated on the road. I'm not trying to die right now.
Sorry, you did all that work for nothing.
And you're coming from the side, which everybody knows isn't as good.
They gotta go up over that little hump of like whatever that fucking
The car
center console
console,
is and shit. They're trying not to kick it in neutral while
While you're on the highway. or
oh
something.
shit! And you're fucking dodging kids in the save me, please. I'm stuttering.
You're pulling
Nope,
your
keep
seat
going.
back, and you got to stretch for the wheel so you can get it real comfortable.
It's never good. It always seems like a great idea.
It just seems like someone's gonna get hurt, if not both of you.
It's gonna be dangerous and
Yeah,
sexy.
yeah.
No, it's hot and sweaty and uncomfortable and fucking. Oh God, what if the cops pull up and I'm a sex offender for the rest of forever?
There's people I know
banging a car.
Dude, there was a motherfucker getting roadhead on the highway on my way home from work yesterday.
Not on
actually, now that
75.
I think about
Did you
it.
take a picture? Left by the time it
No,
was
I
over.
wasn't taking. I was getting pissed off because dude was going like 20 under the speed limit.
Were you jerking
I
off to
fucking
them while
passed him.
Snapchatting yourself and
Yep,
them?
I absolutely
while driving
was.
with your feet.
So I fucking passed him. I'm looking over because I want to
Did you double
meet
take?
eyes. So I let
Oh, you
this
wanna meet
guy
eyes
know
with
I
the dude?
fucking hate guy, right? So when I look over to make sure this dude knows I hate his guts,
Why do you hate him?
I just see like the back of some blonde girl's head, and like there's a bunch
Did he give you a
of
thumbs
junk
up?
in the back
Like-
seat, and he's like looking down and looking up at the rails, like, oh okay, bye.
It's like not mad anymore.
Cut off, yeah. Like
Did
do
you
your
air high
thing,
five
bro.
him after that? Like, all right, bro, it's cool. And then like through the windshield.
There was people on my tour van that would have sex with their wives or their girlfriends at the time while they're
their
driving.
wives.
While they're driving?
Yeah, they were.
Well,
all their
there's some people that
wives.
be like merch girls. Like they'd be like some members' wives and
that's
like
super
other people.
risky
Yeah,
business.
like
Couldn't
they'd just
you
be like risky as
swap
fuck.
out like, hey, could you
Well, everyone
bump
else
the
be
wheel for
asleep.
like 10 minutes?
Some groupies.
I remember I was asleep in the back of the van once, and I woke up
Need to
and one of
throw
them
this
were
girl
doing it.
out
I was like,
real
"Oh my
quick.
god, I'm gonna fucking die!" Like we're on the fucking highway. There's like $15,000 of equipment in the back and all this shit. Man, scary shit.
One time, my
tell him
buddy
stop.
fucked in front of me because he didn't want me to leave the room because I was at his mom's apartment, and I was like, "I'm not just gonna let you fuck in front of me." And he was like, "No, she's paying me to get fucked, so like if she's paying for it, like I need to get this taken care of. We can hang out right afterwards. I can finish super quick. She doesn't care." But my mom's out in the living room in the apartment, and if you just go hang out in the living room with my mom, it's gonna look suspicious. And fucking like his
Why are you
brother,
out here?
his brother was in the shower taking
the
a
frick?
fucking 90-minute shower. I guess just figuring out how his dick works for the first time. You know those long showers you start taking when you're 13? Yeah, so he's in there figuring out his Johnson. His mom's out there quilting or whatever, and I'm in there awkwardly trying to focus on an iPad while this girl is like moaning so loud that I'm like, for sure his mom knows. For sure she knows. We're playing like some fucking stupid goth music is going on in the background, and then
The Cure.
And then, like, I look up and they're finished, and he's like showing me his proud work, a condom
Like,
full
dangle it
of
in
jizz
front
on
of you?
it. Oh,
he
look,
wanted
look.
you in there the whole time. He didn't care about
I
his
don't
mom.
think he could come as quick without me in the room.
Why couldn't he have arranged this a lot better? You know, like, hey, I've
You're
got
desperate
something
when you're that
going on
age.
at this time today. Like, don't come over till this, Cody, or like, tell the chick maybe another time.
I
if
didn't
it was
care
on
that
the fly.
much. I did it in front of him before, so I didn't care. Whatever.
Then
There
why
was
is
one part of the story that confused me. Did you say that the girl paid him to have sex?
She would hit him up
What?
and like be like, "I'll give you $50 to fuck you," and he was like, "Yeah, I would like. I already thought you were hot. I would have done it for free."
Okay,
but yeah.
so you've seen him naked.
$50? I mean, you want to pay me to fuck you? Like, and he was like, "Yeah, but only if Cody's in the room." I guess was his logic.
and only if me and Cody stare at each other the whole time.
So you've seen him naked.
He took,
no, I
he
didn't
took
look.
your cut, man.
I never looked at his
Okay,
dick.
because he must have something amazing going on if someone is literally paying him to
Nah.
have sex.
Nah, probably not. It's probably normal.
You were supposed to get 50%, and he didn't give it
That's
to you.
normal.
No, dude, I don't even think about my manager's cut.
Yeah, how is that a normal thing for you, Cody? You need to explain yourself right now.
How can I get into this market?
Prostitution is just a normal thing with you and your friends.
Yeah, I want to hear more about this.
So
Let's-
actually, we have a guest coming on that's going to talk about that next week.
I am
shout out
so
Daniel.
excited for it.
He's got pimp stories.
Ah!
He was a pimp on accident one time for some heroin addict girl.
How do you?
Sure,
He was-
it's on accident.
Well, it was completely on purpose, but she was.
Can
so
he
into
come
it.
in like
Just
a
a little
like
teaser
a
for next
pimp
week?
jacket?
He's not that. Once you meet him, you'll be like, "There's no way this dude pimped
think I know who he
anyone."
is.
This
He's the pimp from King of the Hill.
He's a great dude. Daniel is coming
You
on
seen that
next
episode?
week. Let's tease that fucking shit. Yeah, when Hank
Snoop
became,
Dogg's.
Yeah, when Hank became a pimp on accident.
when I lived out in Oakland, this dude that I used to get fucking 80s from, he sold them and he lived in San Francisco and he was a retired pimp. And I met him through this girl, and she eventually introduced me to him. But when we would drive over there and meet him, he'd be like, "Let me see your feet." Like, he had all these weird fetishes, and he would just straight up ask right in the car to her, like, I'll knock some money off if you show me your feet. Like, let me kiss him. Let me
Hey,
kiss
girl,
him.
can I smell the crack of your ass?
Yeah.
It's like the most common.
Yeah, it's so fucked
know, it's
up,
weird.
dude.
But
and like, I felt like I usually don't feel uncomfortable in many situations, but like whenever I would meet up with this dude, like I felt uncomfortable.
He just exuded pervert energy,
Yeah.
like he's gonna just kill this girl after he's done with her and shit.
Yeah, it was super weird.
Ted Bundy
Yeah.
of pimps. Yeah, there's some people that just make you feel uncomfortable by the shit that they say to people. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
tend
have a
to
story.
stray away from them almost immediately.
yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere around this fucking
Yeah.
rapist when shit goes
Yeah.
down. For sure, I know this dude's.
I don't
want
to be the one dude that the news decides to interview for some reason. Like, you know him, right? It's like, nope, I knew he was fucking weird.
I started talking about smelling toe jam, and I was out, buddy.
I just
Peace,
he was,
deuces.
he was a loner.
Yeah.
They always say that shit. Like, yeah, I fucking knew him. He was a loner. It's them, oh, so you didn't know him.
It's an old George Carlin bit. The quiet ones are the ones that'll get you. And he was like, bullshit, I bet a fucking loud one will kill you while you're paying attention to a quiet one.
Yep.
There's a dude at a bar banging a machete on the table saying, I'm going to kill the next motherfucker that comes in here. And a dude quietly reading a newspaper. Who are you going to pay attention to?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
sorry. George Carlin, powerful shout-outs. If you guys don't know.
Yeah, he's a legend.
If you
Did you
don't
guys-
stop listening to the show?
Probably.
Here, I wanted to.
Because it's been chopped up so many times. They're like, what the fuck happened? Hold on, wait.
Most of the stuff's cool. But yeah.
Let's. I got something we can talk about. Have you guys seen? You ever seen Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you see Goldberg's mugshot
No.
recently? Pull that shit up.
He has no neck.
Oh, no.
He is like
The knuckle
it's not
puck?
good.
He doesn't have a neck.
Just look at this shit. You saw it?
No, I just know Goldberg nowadays doesn't have a neck.
Look at this fucking
Holy
mug
shit.
I was
shot.
talking about the wrestler.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Whoa.
God damn. This dude turned into fucking...
Popeye.
How old is he?
He's 39.
This dude looks like Charles Manson with AIDS.
Damn.
That's
God
bad.
damn.
If
That's
you
like-
ever get a chance, look up former child star, best known as Goldberg from Mighty Ducks,
Looks
arrested.
like Saddam Hussein when they captured him.
Yeah,
That does look like Saddam Hussein when he
30
captured him.
fucking 9 years old, dude. I think that's what it is. Confirm
Goldberg
me.
became Saddam Hussein in
This
his later
motherfucker
life.
is
He looks like he's
170.
100 years old. He looks like he's 100 years old.
How old is this motherfucker? There's no way he is 39
That's
years old.
insane.
Did
He
they
is
39 years?
What?
Oh my
It's
god.
gotta be like.
I wonder what the
meth.
hell he was on.
Everything? He's for sure on everything.
Everything.
Pistol, do you have any like good stories of people you know or things you've seen where people have just been whacked the fuck out on drugs?
I was probably usually that person.
Can you talk about any of one of these where you're just like
I could if you want me
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, let's
All
hear
right,
something.
So like we would throw these bashes, right? And
And we had RPGs, and there was people...
all right, so like
There's
so I'm gonna just say how it is, and you can stop me at any
Good,
time.
good.
no,
Here we
not
go.
again.
So okay,
No,
so
no.
so we're having
Habitual.
a party, and like
God damn it.
like these parties were literally like a bucket of hooch in the kitchen, like a lot of people there, and he was prescribed, his prescription.
It's like, I
And-
used to abuse Xanax as well as heroin really bad.
Yeah,
and they make
and-
you forget. I don't know if for anybody that's never taken them, they're anti-anxiety, but they make you like when you're blackout drunk, you just don't remember anything, but you still
God, I feel like
function
life would
somewhat
just pass
normally.
you by,
it
dude.
does. You don't
Yeah, it
remember,
kind of does. Like
fucking
you'll
be
like
surreal.
forget everything that happened. So he would like be like zombified while everybody else is partying or whatever. But like he would wake up and like just be this like crazy kind of like just like zombie walking through talking to chicks and whatnot. And like one time I remember he had his prescription and it was like spilling like as he was walking, and like people were literally like picking him up.
Yeah,
and, like,
somebody stole it that night.
yeah,
Somebody-
like, and
I
then
got
somebody
so-
eventually stole
Yeah.
it. But I was like, dude, like, it could have been anybody because it was like so fucked up. Like the whole thing was fucked up.
God damn.
And that was probably the most fucked up I've ever seen him. And then one time we were at a club, and this dude called me and left a voicemail, and he slept in his back seat outside the club with the door open the whole night in downtown Cincinnati. Like woke up with his door open, just sleeping in the back seat, and called me and left me this voicemail, like explaining like a situation. And
stuck downtown.
yeah, it was just like, how do you just sleep all night with your car door open in a parking lot downtown? Like,
I was a lot more careful than a lot of people, though. A lot of people that I hung out with were way more reckless than me. Like, I feel like I was more of a silent observer. Like, I think the drugs definitely made me more out of it. But, I mean, I know people that have, like I said, that have, like, been shot and, like, just crazy situations where, like, I was just a bystander. So
like what?
There was one time when one of the people we were opening up with for a concert, I think it was a Crime Mob they were opening up for, there was a shooting inside the event place. I think it was in Sandusky, Ohio. And that all happened, and I got so fucked up that night that we had like a couple hotel rooms with them, and I passed out inside the room with all the keys in there, and they couldn't get in, and they actually left me up in Sandusky.
Damn, that sucks ass.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get a fucking room key?
I know. That's what that.
Why
so
the fuck couldn't they
this
just
shitty company, I guess. But like, yeah, they could. I think they could have got a manager or something to make up another key. But I woke up at like noon and they were gone. It was fucking dead of winter. I had to fucking figure out how to rent a car and drive back.
Fuck. That sucks balls.
Yeah, and I had fucking rolls on me. I got pulled over on the way home because I was speeding because of the loss of time that I had. And I fucking was driving, speeding down this country road trying to make a shortcut to the highway. And this cop fucking whips a U-turn. And I just rolled down my passenger window and just tossed real quick. Threw him out in the snow.
Catch you?
No, because I threw them individually. I didn't throw like a baggie. I threw them individually, like a handful. Like it was probably like 4 or 5. And they just went in the snow, and I saw them do the U-turn, so I did them right then. And
That's all you can do. Yeah.
I've had a few times.
He was a good criminal. He knew how to do it.
Like I said, when I got pulled over out in California,
wasn't his first time
I had
throwing
to
drugs out of a window,
eat all that stuff, and it's been bad. I did it one time too with my own prescription of Xanax, and I got a DUI here. And when I was in jail, they put me in the restraining chair with the spit bag over your head. You ever seen that? Like when have you ever seen like Lockup Raw or like any of those shows where like
so you can't spit on the cops, like a net they put on your head.
Like they strap you to the chair and everything and put the net over your head. I was so reckless, I guess, that they put that on me.
God damn.
Have you ever been maced before?
I've not.
Have anyone? No. Never mind.
Thank fucking God. But you know what I have done? I've cut up habaneros and touched my dick like pissing.
I put a hot fry in my eye
buddy.
once.
What?
I put
like
a hot fry
Chester's
in my eye
hot fry?
once. Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Because I was Chuck.
What?
What?
This is
What the fuck kind of explanation was that?
That was my alternate ego in high school.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah,
For
like,
me, Luke, you have to tell the fucking 300 plus people listening.
I thought it was a metaphor or something. Like, what?
No, sir. I was a very different person in high school.
I had a friend who had like an alter ego like that in high school, and whenever he got drunk, he was very fluent in Spanish, and he would do nothing but speak in Spanish.
That's fucking awesome. Excuse me.
The whole time. He's like obsessed with like Scarface too, so it was like constantly like that.
That's
like,
awesome.
He'd burn $100 bills and shit, just like stupid shit.
While yelling at you in Spanish.
There goes my rent money.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right.
Fucking
so,
do we have any? Let's get into it. This next segment we like to call Man to Man.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you really ready? Because I have a serious question to ask you both.
Now wait, before we get started, we have this stick of unsalted butter that we would like you to jam into your rectum. That way that you're nice and lubed up for these questions. Who would like to go first?
I got one.
Pistol.
But seriously, this is like a very serious question, so I need your.
But you have to do it. You have to take the risk of the consequences.
All right, shoot it from the hip.
Are you dating anyone right now?
Yes.
Let's say she woke up tomorrow, and
be careful, Pat. I don't want him pulling his gun out on the podcast. Jesus. Don't insult the man.
I frisked him on the way in.
Let's say she woke up, and when you turn around and you're about to hug her and kiss her, you notice that half of her body has either become a camel or a mongoose, and you have to pick which one. Would you prefer that she is half camel or half mongoose?
I've got
so it'd be a giant mongoose?
Who knows what a mongoose's ass looks like?
The mongoose is significantly smaller than a camel, just so you know.
I don't know how that...
So I don't know how that works. Is his girlfriend's upper body as small as a mongoose, or is the mongoose
her face a mongoose?
Or is the mongoose's lower half also as large as a human?
So the mongoose lower half is going to be human size, so it's going to be gigantic. But if it's it's going to be regular camel size, life size camel body. So imagine, but like it won't be like covered in fur, you know. It'd be human skin.
Centaur.
She bleached her asshole.
She would be a centaur.
Her front, like let's say the neck of a camel would be her torso up. Her breasts are the humps, and everything else is the same.
She couldn't just have breasts on her normal torso that
she does.
That you said she's.
You're gonna have to Photoshop this
so
thing.
My options are pick mongoose or camel.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Otherwise, mongoose has like 6 nipples probably like on the stomach, so.
I'm more of an ass man, so I'll go with the camel.
Something to grab onto. A little meat saddle.
This camels. How tall are camels?
They're
7
tall
to
as
8
fuck.
tall.
So what are you gonna be standing in a stool the whole time?
I guess.
Good lord.
He's like, I guess. Like
don't
he's
even
thought
know.
about this. Like
We're wrong
Like,
as
duh,
fuck.
haven't you planned this out, man? Like this is common knowledge.
It
Should be on the right.
It said that they are 5'9" to 6.6. I mean, they're tall, but they're not.
What the fuck does
What?
that word?
Dromedary. Dromedary?
That's the scientific.
Is a large, even-toed. They said camel too.
Dromedary is a
Ungulate.
wadi, a Sinai Peninsula.
Yeah, can you just bang the camel's toe?
So, all right, Jake, what would you pick?
Probably the camel, because that just, I don't know, it seems
You
like,
want those giant titty humps?
it just seems more possible, I guess. I don't know.
But it's just a mongoose.
But a mongoose can kill a freaking
The
rattlesnake.
vagina of a camel is probably
Have you seen Ricky
gigantic.
Tikki Tavi?
What?
Have you seen Ricky Tikki Tavi?
No.
Ricky Bobby?
Ricky Tikki Tavi. It's
No.
an old movie about a mongoose who literally killed snakes.
Well, that's what they do. They eat cobras.
And why would you want to get your cobra next to that?
Well,
They go together like cocaine and waffles.
But could you imagine your girl with a waist down mongoose body? She's probably like moving quick around on the
She's,
ground
like,
like a
strutting her
snake
stuff.
almost, just real fucking quick with it.
or you could have your
Yeah, you
giant
have to, like, hold her down.
hump titty camel looking ass freak girlfriend.
You would have to walk or
It'd probably,
ride your.
it'd probably kick you across the room as soon as you
See,
start.
you could ride in a car with the mongoose, but you can't ride in a car with the camel.
You would
The
have
camel
to
is
ride
the
or
car.
walk her.
you would ride on the back of the camel in between the big titty humps?
Like, come on, babe, we're going to the store.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely more practical for like how
Oh, she also
like, chores
spits like
are-
a camel too. She'll spit at you too.
Also, she doesn't swallow.
Is that a camel ass? That's rough as fuck, bro.
That's what you want on that
You
back
want to
end?
have
bottom of the-
sandpaper friction in between your dicks?
That's what the bottom of the 100-pound balls look like.
That for the front end.
What is this? What is happening here?
Oh, that's you. That would be you guys.
Yeah.
What if she just was a whole camel? She wasn't even half a person.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened.
She talks like a regular person, but
I'm
that's
sure
what you're
it's
fucking.
happened,
Is
dude.
that, dude? Look at that. That's.
Somebody's done it.
He's looking over at me like, well, what do you think now?
Well, what do you think, dude?
It's like what you.
Hold on.
On
Let's
a
go back
scale
up.
of 1 to
Can
10,
Let's look at a mongoose.
Let's go to mongoose ass specifically.
dude. Like somebody, like there's a mongoose ass
I
photographer.
bet a mongoose
out there.
ass is so much more well kempt.
They don't have pictures of that.
Oh,
That's what I'm
what's
saying.
that?
That's
What the fuck is that?
That's an
like a
enlarged
baboon.
baboon.
They
what
have
I'm saying. Like,
hemorrhoids.
how did you even come up with this thought? Like, there's not even evidence of.
Have you ever
what-
listened to podcasts before? Basically, every
Yeah,
time
have you
that
ever listened
Patrick
to
has
this?
a thought, I wonder
Like
that.
Patrick just got the craziest mind, dude.
Patrick says something out loud. I'm like, how the fuck did your brain get?
That's
to
what
that?
that's
What
what
the
makes
fuck?
it, man. Just the it's like what?
Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
see, that's your
that could
dick,
be- This
dude.
could be your woman.
That's your dick right there in its
that,
mouth.
that she's not gonna.
We
eat
were
your
talking
dick.
about earlier before we started the episode, before you guys even got here, what we thought Pat's brain was, and I just imagine like just whistling wind, like, and dust
Or the monkey
going through
clapping
there.
together.
And then out of nowhere, in this dust, he sees something, and it's like
a light.
a foggy vision, and it's like
Two weird, beastly Chimera women.
a monstrous creature comes out. I'm like,
Yoko Ono
got
singing in there.
Like when you said your girlfriend from the waist down is a camel or mongoose, I was like, okay, she's got half mongoose body, or she's a centaur with like part camel. But you're like, nope, the camel part is also human skin.
Yeah, it's like,
and there's
yeah, it's
titty
like-
humps.
he's like real specific about it. Like it's like
Puts
And
the
the
lotion on the
mongoose half
skin.
also has no fur. It's also very human.
it's like whatever you're thinking about's wrong. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's very complex and specific.
It's never what it seems
would
to
you
be.
rather have the whole inside of your mouth made of just skin?
What else is it made of?
Just like muscle tissue on.
Like
I'm talking
it's-
about the
like
skin
it's
on the
not
outside of
wet?
your body, like the skin that's on your hand. Like yeah, it's not wet. It's just dry
mean,
skin
that-
in your mouth.
I
Or would
don't
you
know
rather
what
have a
that would be
skin
like.
cape?
a skin cape,
Yeah, it's like a cape, like a Batman
like
cowl.
attached to you that you can't take off.
Yeah, it's part of your body. It's just a
skin
large
mouth, probably
it's-
a skin mouth, dude. That's. I mean, you could get that taken off though, the cape. But if you
No,
had
you
to
can't.
keep it,
It's part of your spinal column.
then the
I don't
mouth.
know, I think you could go.
So when you have this giant skin cape, just know when you have that, you have to you have to clean it up a lot.
Yeah,
you
I
have
don't
to
want
put
that.
deodorant on underneath it every morning
Nah.
because it's very sweaty, and you can carry like a backpack to carry it in, but it has a long fingernail at the end of it, a very long fingernail. You got to cut it with some very specialized scissors from a scissor doctor, and then you have to carry that around. It just looks like
A
regular
scissor
skin.
doctor. They went to scissor college for 8 years to get their doctorate in scissors.
So you could have a skin cape where your mouth is just full of dry skin, like your tongue is covered in skin, and if you bite too hard, scabs. Lots of scabs in your mouth, and it's really difficult to eat things because like the skin goes all the way down to your stomach. The whole throat is covered in skin.
It's hard to imagine that.
Just
but
imagine
it
your mouth
sounds
being,
not as bad as the skin cape.
Think
still.
about the
Skin
worst
cape
cotton
sounds
mouth.
awful.
Yeah.
Think about the worst cotton mouth you've ever had.
Better
But
than a
it's like
skin
all-
cape.
All right, you're lost. You're lost.
You're lost.
I've got one after
You
that.
also get mad cow disease.
Let's
if
move
you
on
don't.
to it. How about now?
Okay. You just made it worse.
Pat, are you all right with me moving on? From
Yeah,
I wasn't
let's
allowed.
move
I
on.
picked
How
the,
about now, though?
I obviously picked the wrong option. There was a right and wrong answer to that.
That's
I picked
cool.
the wrong
Let's go.
answer.
That's how he sets them up.
You
And he
bastard.
puts his glasses on so he can seem smarter after the skin.
You bastard.
I went to scissors
Skin
school.
cape was the answer.
All right. So I'm gonna direct. I feel like they've both mostly been directed at you. Pistol, got one for you. Would you rather every single? Okay, let's do it like this because I feel like one's gonna be worse than the other. So I need to up the ante on one. Okay. So once a week, basically your dick completely seals shut. Like the top is completely overgrown, and you have to like self-circumcise yourself to open yourself back up so that you can piss again or ejaculate again. You have to do this once a week, okay? Like self-circumcision. Or if you got the, I mean, if you got a scissor doctor,
Yeah.
doctor,
I
bro,
know a guy. I got a
Edward
scissor
Scissor
doctor
Doctor.
guy.
if you got a skin cape scissor doctor in your back pocket, like in your fucking phone registry and shit. All right, so that one, or every single morning in order to open your eyes or to hear or to talk or breathe out of your mouth, everywhere except for your nose is completely sealed up with skin, and you have to like slit your mouth hole open, your eyes and the fucking ears to be able to hear and see and like anything in your mouth
every day versus once a week.
every day, all those things for all those senses, or just once a week the circumcision.
Circumcision. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, the
For sure.
circumcision.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's
I
just
feel
a
like my
tiny
face
little
wouldn't be that
cut.
bad.
That's a tiny
Oh
little
no,
cut.
dude! I'm talking. There is a full-on like inch of
It would have to
skin.
heal. It would have
has
to
to be
heal a lot
removed.
faster because if it happens every week.
You know how the end of a salami is rolled over? Imagine that's the dick, and you got to make it flat again, right? And you,
But cutting your eyes and your mouth and ears.
yeah, but your dick's so much more sensitive. Have you ever rubbed your eyes until you came?
So wait, when you have
Me, never. Okay.
Sometimes I sneeze and
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on, buddy?
There's a fetish
You doing
film for
stuff
that.
now?
That'll be next
I'm
week,
at work,
fetish
but
film.
I might be able to bang
do
this
they
one out.
scab up when you cut them open?
Great question, Pat. I don't think they have time to, because you're in a never-ending state of like this is always blood. But I can see, but the dick one for sure, just horrible scabs, just a sea of scabs, and then like
A
skin,
sea of
and it
Crispy
pushes when the skin finally heals, it pushes the scab out all at once, and it falls out. It makes like a on the floor wherever it hits.
Wow.
So what do you think?
I don't know.
Is it time to call this episode quits?
Hey,
Yeah,
before
what
The
are your
deeper down the
answers?
rabbit hole you go, the more fucked up. You know, what are your options?
yeah, I mean, the more you think about the lifelong.
If it can't
effects,
heal ever, then my eyes and shit.
You would
Mouth-
cut your eyes and your
my mouth every day. Yeah, if it never healed my dick.
Jake.
I'd probably not want to live. I guess
You have no choice.
I would just.
Someone's going to shoot you if you.
I would
if
be
you
like,
don't
I'd
pick.
flip a coin probably.
I feel like Jake's so distracted because he's like rewriting his resume in his head. He's like, oh,
I'm
man,
kind of
gonna have
freaked
to-
out. I'm kind of freaked out. Honestly, like disclaimer, all this shit was like at least 10 years ago. Like I don't do any of this anymore. All right.
He's sweating. He's about to break
I'm
down.
not, but I'm being serious. though.
He's seeing his whole career flash before
I'm,
his eyes.
I'm being serious. This
It
was
didn't hit him until the end of the episode.
This was childhood craziness.
He didn't
man.
even do anything, and he's worried about it.
Like, but the thing is like a lot of this. So like, you know how I said like the house arrest and all that shit. Like, I turned 18 and my record was clean. Like that was childhood shit. Like I have.
Why are
like,
you afraid you're gonna get in trouble for shit that you did when you were a kid?
Because I just don't want to like. I name drop my company and shit. I'm gonna.
We can get rid of that.
Yeah. But anyway, but it's like, you know, this was like crazy me. and we met when we were crazy, and then like we both like it's more of a from rags to riches, from drugs to getting our act together.
It's a success story, in
Yeah,
my
it's-
eyes, from what
it's
it
like
looks like.
we've changed. Like we don't do that shit anymore. Like we're trying to like do like he's trying to do a podcast himself, which he's gonna eventually announce, which maybe we'll come back and talk about it when he gets it set up. But like he became a bodybuilder, bought a house, did his thing. I just bought a house. Like it's like some of the kids that I used to hang out with went down one path and we went down another path. I mean, we kind of went down that path, but we changed directions. And so, all that being said, it's not like we're promoting this stuff as being cool. Like this is fun. You should do this. It's more of like, holy shit, we're still alive, and we used to do this, and now we're actually successful people who like don't do shitty things.
Right.
I don't have a problem telling my story at all, but sometimes I guess, like he was, I don't like to. It's not like I'm glorifying it.
We don't have kids listening to our show.
I know that, but it's just like sometimes it's a stigma. It's a weird thing to talk about. Like people are very like, a lot of people don't have empathy for drug addicts. They're just like,
that's what the show's all about.
Yeah,
man.
our show, every episode, there's like a drug story.
I'm not worried about it, but I'm just saying like, so that's kind of the culture. So like when you come from that background of having a drug problem, like I'm very upfront about it, but like a lot of people get judged very harshly for that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's a lot
that
of
stigma
assholes
that falls around because like people are like, oh, well, I don't trust that person. Fuck that. Let them die. Once an addict, always an addict. You know what I mean? So, but I just have a fucking attitude, so I don't really care. Like, it is what it is. Like people want to judge, but like that. So I just have a hard time glorifying, I guess, because it's like I was just a shitty person doing shitty things, like really shitty.
But he recognizes that, like he wasn't that shitty. When I saw him at almost, probably not, I don't know if it was his worst or not, but it was bad. And it was like, he was still a good dude, like inside, like he's a good dude.
I think we've all used to be shitty people in our own ways. I used to be a piece of shit. Cody says it multiple times every time. Like he said he used to be one too. Luke's probably had a shitty past at some point. We've all had a shitty past, and we talk about it. That's what this whole podcast is about. We just have a good
watched
time.
Luke exonerate himself. He just looked to the ceiling, looked back and forth, and he was like, "No, I'm a good person.
I'm a good little innocent boy."
Don't speak for me.
That was
all
Chad.
of the terrible things I've done in my 24 years of life. There's been a lot.
We all know that Luke's the baddest motherfucker on this podcast. So, I'm just kidding around. But anyways, you would just talk about that stuff. That's no problem. Like, you shouldn't have to feel stressed out. Everyone that listens here knows what they're getting into because they listen to every episode. And we've talked about a lot of worse stuff than this.
I mean, I wouldn't have said it if I was that worried about it, It's just, like, I don't want people to think that I'm, like, this guy who's out here doing that kind of shit, because it's
of course
that's,
absolutely not.
Yeah. That's old childhood stories that are just fun to talk about.
Yeah, we all have careers now, and we're trying to, we're adults. That's why we talk about this, because it's funny in hindsight.
I'm fortunate to be able to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you got to live an experience that probably most people that didn't get to live that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I have different experiences. He has different experiences. And we all have professional lives, too.
Disclaimer, I have no professional life, and I'm doing ridiculous shit all the time. So, like, shout out to still living that crazy life.
Yeah,
Woo!
Just live your life the way you want to.
Live your life how you want to.
Just,
I feel like that's a good way to.
It's just don't get too deep in it. You got to check yourself.
Know when to pull out.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta know when to dump it on the sides, Daddy. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah,
thanks for coming on, guys.
Lots
It was
of
great
fun.
to have you, Jake and
Yeah, it
Josh,
was awesome.
man.
Thank you.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah, man, you get that podcast started up, we'll have you back on.
Yeah,
Cool,
definitely.
Cool.
Well, cool.
All right,
guys.
All right. See you, fuckers.
See you next week, guys.
Thank you for...
Are you fucking serious, Patrick? Thank you for listening to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. Luke's going to give you a whole list of places where you can find and follow and listen to us while Patrick sits here in agonizing, crushing embarrassment.
You can follow the Bastard Sermon at Bastard Sermon on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram at the Bastard Sermon. If you want to listen to more episodes of the Bastard Sermon, we are on Stitcher, Player FM, Libsyn, iTunes, Castbox, and now recently we are on RockStarsGlued3.0.com. Check them out.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit.
But don't go to Twitter because we never update that shit because we don't give a fuck about Twitter.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Twitter.
Yeah.
As of now.
All
but
right.
that could change. At the Bastard Sermon, and if you really want to go to the Twitter, make that shit happen. It's at Bastard Sermon because some fuckhead took the from us. All right,
That cunt.
that does it. Anything else we need? Did you tell them we're on Spotify now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Let's go. Bye.
See ya, bitches.